afternoon, kids and ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Tuesday show, which we like to call the Random Christian Show. It is brought to you by the SJ Network. Yes, that's right, the SJ Network, representing all sorts of talent and podcasters and authors, anything pretty much along those lines. You're an actor, actress, author, singer, check it out. SJ Network. It is at you can email them at stevessjnetwork@gmail.com. They're also at sjnetwork.com. Yeah. Can you tell it's a new sponsor? Yeah, that's right. He is proudly representing the Random Christian Show and Christian Random, which is I. And we also want to thank our other official and unofficial sponsor, Consolidated Skateboards. Any skateboarding equipment, decks, wheels, the most comfortable skateboarding shoes in the world, the Banana Chucks, or those warm, cozy blankets from Consolidated Blankets. Check them out on the web at www.consolidatedskateboards.com or on Instagram. They are at the @ Consolidated Skateboards on Instagram. Make sure you check them out and visit them. Also, don't forget, like, follow, subscribe right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Apple, Google, wherever you're hearing or watching the show. And if you are watching, don't forget, we do have live chat, and you can chat with us and our guests during the show. So make sure you please sign in and join that chat, and let's have some fun with the show. Speaking of which, it's time to look at me. Yes, that's right. I am Christian Random, and I thank you so much for joining us. We have a great show today. Incredibly funny and great, just energy guy. His name's Larry Hankin, actor, comedian, author. It's in the works. He is going to be on the show. You would know him as Mr. Heckles on Friends. He was in Breaking Bad. He's been in Escape from Alcatraz. He was on the Newhart show. Man, he's got a laundry list. This guy is everywhere. And yes, so we are going to be getting to that here very soon. I'm also going to get to very soon enabling the chat so you can all join in with us, especially before Corey, our good friend Corey, who loves to join our chats. There it is. It's all ready to go for you all. So over there on the right, you can see where you can type in and talk with us. Speaking of talking with us, there is none other better than talking than Matthew. Hello, Matthew. How are you, sir?
I am good, except don't send me videos before I've had my first cup of coffee in the morning. I get rather salty when...
Oh, wow.
Let's just leave it at that for now, okay? I should really wait till after my second cup of coffee to watch any video you send me, so then I can look at it objectively and go, oh, okay. Because I did rewatch it.
And it's pretty cool.
No, it's all right.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, that's just my opinion. I'm not a fan. I think it's stupid, and it's not as bad as when I was first watching it.
All right, we got to bring Pumpkinhead Andy in here on this, because Andy is a huge DC fan. And Andrew, where are you?
Yes.
There you are.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Happy almost Halloween, everybody.
Happy almost Halloween. I'm going to adjust my camera just a smidge here. There's a smidge. Yeah, I got a smidge here. That's awesome.
Yeah, so for reference, Chris, you sent out this video by the group Bat in the Sun. They've done a lot of Batman videos, but this particular one was Batman versus Darth Vader.
Right.
And during this, Batman and Darth Vader have a lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
So,
a lightsaber made out of kryptonite instead of a...
Well, I mean, do we really want to dive down this right now?
Dude, no, we don't. No, we're
Okay,
not going to go down the wormhole because
Right,
we have
because
an amazing guest on
no,
tap here, and
absolutely. Yep.
but I mean,
we'll
Matt,
save this argument for another time.
Yeah.
oh, it's coming because I'm telling you right now, it's coming,
Trust
baby.
me. Hey,
Matt,
And
you
everyone
have
will
to
agree
admit it
with
was
me when we're done.
if you want to dissect this, no, you know what? The production quality of the video
good afternoon, Corey.
was fantastic. Was
Dude,
really good.
That's what all I'm saying. I mean, it was just a very cool little production.
No, did they get a participation award because they made something? No. It was dumb.
No, but it's a crowdfunded. They're a crowdfunded group. They make this out of pure love, man.
I do this for free, and I do it out of pure hate and spite.
Yes, it is. It's true, and we all do it a little bit for angst, I think. So
yeah. I do it to get my blood pressure
get
up.
That man another cup of coffee, please.
I know, dude. Matt's going grumpy old man, and I haven't even started. So,
don't get me started. Back in my day, we only had Batman or Star Wars, not both together.
Well,
anyway, that's how I'm doing today.
We exist in a world today where you can put it out to the internet and they can fund a completely ridiculous video of Batman fighting Darth Vader.
I get it. I'll concede that's pretty cool.
Come on.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So, and Corey, good day. How are you, sir?
Cheers,
and speaking of funding, well, not that we're really funded, but we are now being represented by the SJ Network. So, which is also one of our new sponsors, the SJ Network. So, welcome aboard, Stephen and crew, and thank you so much for helping us and bringing us great people and the show and putting us out there to the world. So, and yeah. Well, and you saw what's happened so far, right, guys? I've shown you some of our ratings, and we're way up there, so that's awesome. Okay, so we do have Mr. Larry Hankin coming up here shortly, and I want to plug. Where's my plug sheet here? We have coming up next week, and we did lock in Tommy Drake for December 7th. Yes,
very funny gentleman.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I was showing some of his comedy stuff to people, and they were just like, oh my God, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Next week, we're going to have sound director and Foley guy. Also does a lot of stuff on YouTube. Kennedy Phillips will be on, and he is a great guy. He's a lot of fun and is really interesting, doing the Foley work and the sound directing and things like that. I thought it'd be really cool to have him on here and have him talk about the making the sounds in films and whatnot and all that. So anyway, moving forward, like I said, I have a little issue, and I just wanted to bring, and it's been a good year. A tissue issue, because it's been a good year since I had issues about the toilet paper thing. It was all about the hoarding for a while there, which, let's not go down that road. So just, and I know it's happened to everyone. Have you ever just, been in the bathroom and you have like a new roll of toilet paper and you're trying to open the roll of toilet? I think there's like a really pissed off person in toilet paper factories, and every one of them. And every now and then they just take one roll and they like try to glue it all together. So that way you only get like one little thin sheet at a time. And it's not the 2-ply, it's the 1-ply, which is like paper thin and basically crumbles in your hand. And you're doing this through basically half a roll until you get the entire roll unrolled. And you're in the bathroom.
So your issue is that the 2-ply comes apart and then you're only pulling 1-ply. That's a fun puzzle for me to try to solve.
Well,
actually,
yeah, and
when I get it, and if you're having trouble separating toilet paper right off the bat, you really need to get to the gym, man. Seriously, like no, I mean, work on your lats. I think get lats going, and then also maybe some of the grippies. Like just get some nice just like hand exercisers. Just really strengthen those fingers.
Oh,
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Start doing some finger push-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
See,
yeah.
Lois, she knows. Lois, can you
Yeah.
help him with this?
There she is. She's
So
got my back.
I'm gonna need daily reports of his exercise regimen after this to make sure that he's up to date. And I bet you 100% this will fix your tissue issue.
Okay. No, it's not. Look, she's like, no, she's not. No, it's not going to happen.
God.
Sadly, yes, I know. Thank you, dear.
I tried to help. We're live on record. I tried to help.
I know, but I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're sitting there and like, especially those industrial rolls, and you're like trying to pull the paper, and it keeps ripping, and you only get one little. Am I the
Buy
only
better
one with
toilet
this?
paper.
It's never. I don't have any
Invest.
control.
Invest.
So I'm the only one that has
work?
this.
I mean,
this struggle is real. There are people out
work,
there, and if anybody's listening, Corey, anybody must know what I'm talking about. Somebody's had this problem.
I would be shocked if somebody backs you up here, Chris.
I mean, are you talking
let it roll?
Work toilet paper or home toilet paper?
Well, it was this incident today was at work, but I've had it happen before.
Well, that
like
explains
at home,
it. That's
and
cheap-ass toilet paper.
Okay.
You shouldn't be taking a deuce at work, man.
Dude, things happen, man.
I don't know that you have control over that, though.
No,
I do.
Sure.
Well, so do I, because I work at home, so
I'm just gonna say
I get to pick my work toilet paper. So
when I worked at a restaurant, the last thing I wanted to do was go poop at work.
No,
right,
not at a restaurant, dude.
No,
because then you come out, you're still in your restaurant attire, and they're like, oh,
yeah, exactly. And I'm also, I've been pretty blessed with
you're cooking my food.
Knock on wood. I'm fairly regular. And I have been my entire life.
Yeah, 3:38. I've got to go. So
that's a blessing. It really is.
That is.
You know what?
I know people that aren't regular, and I mean, it would suck to have to go to poop at work.
Well,
right. Yeah.
And speaking of regular people and being regular and being everywhere and on everything, this brings up our guest, Larry Hankin, ladies and gentlemen. He is one of the most, he's just a joy to talk to. I love talking to him on the phone. But we had such a cool little quick fun conversation. And let me tell you, this guy has been in everything. He's everywhere, and he's such a great character actor. Let's bring him on. Larry Hankin, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Hankin, thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's our big round of applause there. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you being here, man.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. Okay, so again, a laundry list, not only of movies, but TV shows that you've played so many different characters in and stuff, man. It's just been absolutely amazing. I've noted you've done a lot of stuff with Clint Eastwood.
Well, no.
I mean, not a lot, but you've done it.
No, I've done one movie for 3 months. So I guess cumulatively, that makes me work more with Clint Eastwood than anybody else. So in a way, you're right. But it was one movie, and it was 3 months, which is the longest acting job I've ever had, actually.
Wow.
Except for the committee in Second City, which is years. But I mean, just generally, I've done like a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a day, you know.
Yeah.
But 3 months is that was really great because I got to know the director, and we were going to do a movie. I just thought of that the other day.
What's that?
Well, that I got to know Don Siegel was the director of Escape from Alcatraz. I got to know him pretty well because I was there for 3 months. I mean, we became friends. And so after the movie was over, he read one of my screenplays, and we were going to do it, and then he died. So it's
Oh.
like,
Oh
damn
man.
it,
Oh, man.
But that's what happens. Either movies get made or people die. It's
Yeah.
one or the other. But it was a great time, and it was, like I say, the longest employment. So I got to really get to be friends. Generally, when the movie starts that there's not going to be any long-lasting relationships. It's the relationship for the day or the week or the month that you're here, and then you go your own separate ways. But I got along really great with Don Siegel. The only one of the few directors I became friends with.
Really?
Yeah, but he was getting on in years. I mean, he had made a lot of movies, and he was getting up there. So I knew, and he knew, that we got to make this movie fast. He's only got a couple of more movies left in him.
Yeah.
I mean, you start thinking that way. So we had some dinners, and we were talking about it, and that was the best time. But we had an understanding while we were making the movie. Like I would always go. I didn't shoot every day, but we had to go out to Alcatraz Island, and there was only 2 boats, two times that you could go.
Yes.
7:30 in the morning, there were 10 tourist boats that were rented just to take the cast out to the island. Wow. 10 tourist boats, and that was they left at 7:30, and they dropped you off about 8:00, and then they went and did tourist stuff the rest of the day. We didn't see them until at night. They would come at 8:30 to pick up anybody,
pick you back up, and
to go back to the mainland. And there was no in between. There was only one boat at 12 noon. There was one tourist boat that was on standby in case of a CEO from Hollywood coming up to see the production, or there was an emergency, ambulance accident, that you had and that was the boat. So if like the night before, you would get your shooting schedule. Larry Hankin, you're shooting at 6:00 p.m. I had to catch the 7:30 boat in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I had to spend the entire day on the island until 7:00 or whenever, 6:00. So that was like kind of a weird thing, because I got to know the island and
I was going to say
Alcatraz pretty good. I went to some weird places that nobody else has gone to, because I had a lot of time on my hands, and it was a very expensive, big budget movie, Clint Eastwood, and Alcatraz, which is a national monument. So you had a special, permission to go out there. So because it was an expensive, big budget movie, and I had a lot of time, I could ask a lot of questions, and I had a pretty good part. I had a co-starring part. So I could ask for things that they kind of had to give to me, because it was, I'd say, well, I'm using it. I'm gonna use it in the scene. So one day I just heard that there was a cellar, that there was an underground to Alcatraz, the penitentiary, where the Indians lived. When they took over the Alcatraz in the 60s.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go see that, and I had the whole day. Again, I got the early boat, and I was shooting at night. So I went to the prop department, and I said, and they had sent, because you can't send to the mainland to get a prop. I mean, the props had to be there on the island. So they had to ship any kind of thing that they might need in a escape movie. They had to ship out there. And so I went to the prop department, on the island, and I said, you got a flashlight? A working flashlight? Oh, yeah. What do you need it for? I'm going to use it in the scene. Oh, yeah, here you go. Thank you. And So I found these doors, and I just kept on going down and down and down and
Oh,
through these
wow.
hallways and stuff. And some doors were locked and some weren't. And then finally I got to this one door, you know, and I opened it up and I hit dirt, gray dirt. So I thought,
wow.
oh, this dirt has been here a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray dirt, powdery gray dirt. So, and I had a flashlight and there was no light. So I started looking around, and the blackness went on forever. In other words, I came out of a wall. The door was in a wall, and then
Yeah.
there was another wall right over here, a corner.
Uh-huh.
And so the walls went that way and that way. And that way was just pure blackness with poles, you know, stanchions, you know, to keep the building up. So I was
Okay.
basically
Yeah.
underneath. I was underneath the prison. I was on the island of Alcatraz. I don't think anybody had ever been there before,
I
or
was
in a
gonna
long
say,
time.
I think you've been to
So
uncharted land.
yeah, so I started to walk along the wall because I had the flashlight and I was going along, and all of a sudden I start hitting the Indian paintings, and I go, "Holy cow! This is where the Indians were." And I start walking along the
Oh.
wall, and you could see graffiti, you know, all the way up to the ceiling. The ceiling was pretty low, but you know, up and down. And they were there, horses and wigwams and cops and police cars and modern Indian drawings.
Modern Indian paintings, yes.
Yeah, modern Indian graffiti, and the little fireplaces and smoke. And I found out just the other day. So this is like years ago. This was in I guess the
It was,
late
I
'70s.
was gonna say late
Yeah,
70s, like
yeah,
78, I think.
I guess, yeah. So I was. I just found out, like I'm telling you, like 3 weeks ago. So that's a long time. I
Yeah.
didn't know because there was smoke on the wall. You know that black. It's
Yeah,
like
the
smoke.
sooty
You can
stuff.
see, yeah, you can see there was smoke. They were lighting fires down here, and I couldn't figure out where the hell did the smoke go. There's no windows. I'm in a cellar. I'm on the island, and there's
I was
just
gonna ask.
walls and thing. And the Indians are painting all along the. I only went maybe 50 yards or so, and then I just stopped because you know, what if my flashlight went
I was
out?
gonna
I
say,
mean,
yeah, you don't wanna start running that
yeah,
risk.
yeah, yeah. So I just stopped and I went back. But a couple of days ago, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to the author of Escaping from Alcatraz, the true story of the escape from Alcatraz.
Uh-huh.
This is what do you call it? It's a book they sell in the Alcatraz store. You know, it's a real story of Alcatraz. It's a tourist book. It's about
Yeah.
500 pages. So I met the author the other week, a couple of weeks ago, and I told him, I said, "Well, you know, I went down to the cellar." He said, "Oh my God, nobody knows about that. You were where the Indians were." And I said, "Yes." "Oh, we got to have coffee. We got to talk about that. I was never down there." I mean, yeah, yeah, and he gave me his book, you know, the 500 pages, and I've been
Right.
going through it, and I mean, he's got letters from the prisoners and famous, you know, he's
Yeah.
got everything, but not that. In other words, I just
Wow.
went somewhere
So
where,
That's so
you're
cool.
yeah,
like
that
a
was pretty cool.
full-on rarity, dude.
Well, yeah. I
mean,
mean, I thank God that there was a big production and I could get a flashlight with batteries in it. I mean, if
yeah.
there was no flashlight, forget it.
With good
You know,
strong batteries.
luckily it was a big budget movie, a small budget movie. They wouldn't give me a flashlight.
They're
Who are
like, here's a
you?
pack of matches. Here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The match, and then they would say you can't go down there. You know,
Yeah,
but
right.
I was a co-star, so I had,
So you had some
you know,
free reign.
yeah, I had privilege.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
kind of
man.
cool. So that was one of the reasons why I liked being on the set of Alcatraz, because I had a lot of rights and privileges that I've never had again. Let me say that was it. I blew that. But
You're
at
like
least I
you're like,
at
had
least
I
I used it.
known.
Yeah, but at least I used it. You know, I used it up.
Oh
I
yeah.
I I
Yeah,
had to.
that's cool.
So yeah, but that was but Don Siegel was the main attraction of that whole thing for me.
Yeah.
He's a great man, a great director. He's right up there with, to me, and these are all personal things, and these are thoughts out of my book too, because that's what I'm writing about. You know, my time in Hollywood was he's right up there with John Huston and Woody Allen and Larry David, and
right.
you know, he's great. He's made great movies, and he's worked with huge stars.
Right.
All of them have. So yeah.
Now, okay. So just because we're on the whole Alcatraz thing, I have a little tie into that. I'm originally from the Bay Area. And
okay. Me too. I lived up there for a while. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I lived in the South Bay. Actually, Andy is from the East Bay.
Yeah. I grew up in Concord, Walnut Creek.
And Matt
yeah.
disappeared on us. He hit Matt's internet signal, like I said, kind of comes in and out. Oh no, there he is. Hang on. I'm sorry. Matt is from the Central Coast. And so we're all from there. But I used to when I lived in the Bay Area, I was in a thing called Sea Scouts. And the boat that they used in the movie, the Warden Johnston, which was the actual prisoner transport, that was our ship, and we got to help restore that. So we got to help restore it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after you guys were done in the movie with it, we got it, and we got to restore it back to a kind of a more original.
Wow, because I was there for when they shot the opening shot of Clint Eastwood coming in on the boat.
Yeah,
that was my first day on the island. I got there just in the morning. I got that and waited around because I had a night shoot. But they said, well, they're also shooting Clint arriving in the rain. So it was really weird because they had a rain set up. It wasn't raining. So it blew my mind that I was standing off of the dock, you know, way out of the camera range.
Right.
And they had pipes all over the sky. So I was standing in a clear night sky with the stars. You know, I could see the stars. And 20 feet away, it was raining.
Yeah.
You know, Hollywood. It's just amazing.
I was going to say.
And then a boat is landing and Clint Eastwood is coming in. So it, you know, in the real movie, it looked amazing. Wow, it looks like a storm. No,
that was
stars.
And that was probably the last time anybody saw a star in San Francisco.
Well, I guess. Right. You know.
I was gonna say, because the way they shot that, I figured, you know, especially using the boat. Like, I was sitting there when I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh, that's the boat. I've been right there. You know, I'm like,
wow,
I'm pointing out, I'm like, well, I've been all over that boat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, the boat looked great. I saw the boat you restored. It looked perfect.
Well,
so congratulations.
Your guys did the movie people did a lot. We just kind of finished finishing it up and stuff like that.
What happens if you said, "Hey, man, this doesn't look like it was originally"? Would they listen to you? You know, holy cow, we got to do it all over. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Well, Kristian, you know, hey, man, he knows. I don't know.
Yeah, this little 12-year-old punk, he knows everything about the Warden Johnson.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, that's and cool. that beginning scene, I was wondering how they did that, because I thought they just waited for a stormy day.
Huge pipes, you know, they had pipes going up and then pipes across, and they just, you know, and then they had a rain man. They had an actual rain guy.
Jeez, that is amazing.
It was amazing to be there and to see it actually work.
To get to witness all that.
But what they built and how ridiculous it looked, because it was just all pipes. It was an amazing amount of pipes.
Right.
And all the rain, and I was looking through the camera, and it was, you know, no pipe. It was raining, you know.
Yeah.
And there was Don Siegel. I was looking for the director because, you know, I was thinking, you know, screw Clint Eastwood. I got a scene coming up. I want to talk to the director. You know, I don't know what's going on here with this rain bullshit.
I'm the co-star, damn it.
So I was looking for Don Siegel, and because if it wasn't, except for the pipes and the raining and stuff like that, it was like a mild night.
Right.
It was because
Right.
the
Yeah,
stars
just
were out, and it was cool. So I was looking for Don Siegel, and somebody said he's over there, and there's Don Siegel. He's a small guy. He's only about 5'5" or something like that, but he was in I guess an Alaskan parka, with the hood and the fur coming out, so you
yeah.
could
Oh
only see
yeah.
his face like this, and the parka on, because he was near the rain. The camera was getting some of the because the
Oh.
wind would
Yeah.
blow rain, so he
Oh
was.
yeah, man.
So he looked kind of ridiculous. He said, because I went, pardon me, are you the director? That's what I had to say to him, because he was in this little thing. And I said, "Are you the director?" He goes, "Yeah." Well, I'm Larry. I'm I'm Charlie Butts. Yeah. Well, let me finish this, and I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Larry.
By the way, do you have a flashlight? And
Yeah.
But he did know my name, and he was always very friendly to me. I mean, even in the audition, I just felt the vibe. I mean, he treated me not well, but he treated me like I was his grandson. That's
Yeah.
the relationship.
Oh,
we had.
cool.
Yeah.
He was always putting me on or saying, "Hey, Larry, come here." I would always go every day, even though I wasn't on set or I didn't have to shoot anything. I would go every day because it was just a wonder. It was the only big movie I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Till then.
Mhm.
So I was really curious as to how they made it and what it was going on, because in the morning you would
You
go
figure
10
out all the
boats.
inner workings and
Well, yeah, I just want to see how a movie was made, because I was just an improv guy. I was on
Yeah.
stage. I was a stage actor.
right.
So I was really curious, and it was Clint Eastwood. And every morning, when I got on the boat, the first time I had a report, they gave me a hotel room by the dock. So I'd go down and I would watch. I got there about 2 days before, and I knew San Francisco, so I knew
Mhm.
the area. I would go down and I'd see 7:30 in the morning. I'd see 10 boats lined up and 200 people. These were the prisoners, the extras, the prisoners on Alcatraz. They would get on
Right.
the boat and they would go out, and then they would come back at night. And they'd get on with the cameraman and the crew and the equipment and stuff, and they'd go. So that was like an army. That was like a totally different kind of movie than I've ever even pictured. You
Right.
don't see boats, a flotilla of boats going out to the island.
Especially out to Alcatraz.
And Alcatraz, yeah, and that was, because I lived there for 10 years. So
Yeah.
Alcatraz was a monument, and the Indians were on it, and there was prisoners and Al
Oh,
Capone.
dude.
So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, so it was all different. So I got on, and I would get out there every day. I would go out there every day in my uniform, in my costume, the
In your
blue thing.
yeah,
Because
Right.
what Don Siegel would do, because I was always by the camera. I always wanted to see what the camera was, what the shot was. I would always ask him. I would always ask Don Siegel, why did you put the camera here?
Right.
And he would tell me, I don't know. That's what he would say. I don't know.
It's like, it just feels
Totally
good.
put
I
me
don't
on.
know.
Yeah. He
So-
sometimes he would tell me the truth, but generally he would just put me on. But he would
Right.
go, "Larry, where's Larry? Hey Larry, come here. What? Get in the shot here.
You know-
Why?
and by the way, pull my finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull my finger. Get in the shot. Why? I need somebody in the background. Get in there. Well, what am I doing? I don't know. Just get in the shot. So that was my.
What's my
that was-
motivation? What?
No, no. That
He's
was
like, no, you're
my-
just a back of the head. Don't worry about it.
That was my relationship to him. The whole 3 months was that kind of. I mean, he didn't do that to other actors. He
Right.
didn't say, "Hey, come here, get in the shot." I
Yeah.
would, it was me. It was me or nobody.
Oh,
or
that's so
it
cool.
was in the script. That the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really liked that he would
Now,
be that friendly to me.
right. Were you like, I mean, obviously you're in the movies and stuff. You're trying to figure out, maybe, hey, I'll be starting to do some directing soon, and start kind of milking him for knowledge on that. And I mean, did
I
you
mean,
get
that's
a
why
lot
I
of
was
that?
doing
And
it. Yeah. I mean, I figured I wanted to do some visual comedy. I wanted to make movies, funny movies.
Right.
write them. And
Yeah.
and so I just needed to know everything about it. So when you write a script, and it took me years, even when I started writing scripts, and even years after I did Alcatraz, you still, once you write a script all the way through to the end and hand it in to somebody, they'll go, yeah, but, and then they'll tell you, well, you got too many characters. So I go, oh wow, man. So I didn't know that. I thought, well, you watch a movie and there's millions of people in it, and then you see
Yeah.
the cast list. But that's not how movies are made.
Yeah.
That's a lie. A movie is 3 people, maybe 4.
Okay, yeah,
And
I was
then
gonna
the
say
other
there's a
people are
core
just
cast,
filler.
and then
Right.
everything else is just fluff.
Well, filler fluff, I don't,
Yeah, yeah.
or the B story or whatever. And then you start,
Yeah.
so that's why I was always that, and he knew that. He understood that right away, and so did Clint, because I followed Clint around like a little puppy, because I want to know, okay, this guy's a star. How does star work? This is my first movie.
Right.
So I want to see, okay, this guy is a major world famous star at that time.
Right.
He was big box office.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
wanted to see, okay, if I ever became a big world, what do you do? How do you act? So I followed him around, and one of the things that made him who he is and what he is he was just a normal guy, man.
Yeah.
And you know how hard that is to be, because I've been on sets with Lucille Ball and John and Fonda, Henry
Jane Fonda, Henry Fonda.
and they're stars, but they're stars. They're stars
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
think they are. They,
Yeah.
Sure.
don't look
Okay.
at me. What are you doing there? I tell you what
Yeah.
Lucille Ball told me. You're a very good actor, but if you move into my light once more, you're not going to be here for long.
Oh wow.
See, that's a star.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Lucille Ball.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Dang.
star. Henry
Lucille
Fonda
Ball
is
was getting ready to take you out.
she was really butch, man.
Dude,
She
was
was
she really?
very butch. Man.
Wow.
I
I
heard she
played
was very
baseball with
commanding.
her. I played baseball, softball, Broadway league in New York. You have a
Yeah.
Broadway league, and I was
Oh,
in a
crap.
Broadway show, and so was she, and
Uh-huh.
so we happened to be on the same team for the,
Oh,
for all
man, that
Broadway.
is
That's
cool.
incredible.
Oh,
So
my
when she
gosh.
got up to bat, man, if you're playing left field, back up. Just back up, man.
Serious, she
And
can
she
hit.
she would get up there and she would curse like a Taiwanese sailor, man. All right, motherfucker, just put it right here. Wham!
Wow.
Screw you. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
And you know,
Oh my
screw
gosh.
around with Lucille Ball, man.
Dude,
Oh,
well,
wow.
that, and I've
rough.
heard that I mean, yeah, she had a
Well, she
presence,
was a
and
star, and she was. I mean, have you ever seen her do that thing with Harpo Marx, the mirror thing with?
oh
Harpo Marx?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
oh, it's one of my
Come on,
favorites.
man. That's
Oh my
brilliant.
god, dude! Oh,
That's brilliant.
awesome! I remember seeing that when I was a
Awesome.
little kid in a theater in downtown Saratoga where I grew up, and I remember I got chills, and I'm getting chills right now because I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
The way they
man.
mimic each other, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's
Yeah.
oh my
Well,
god, that's two
stolen
different
from-
people.
That's stolen from Harpo used to do that with
Mhm.
Harpo, not who are the other two? There's Groucho,
Groucho
Harpo.
and oh my
Well,
gosh,
the other guy, the third one.
not
him.
Giuseppe.
No, not
um,
Zeppo. Something with a, I don't know.
Andy.
Something. Oh, anyway,
I lost it too.
Harpo used to do it with him,
Yeah,
and in movies, and it was brilliant, and it was worked on for for years. I mean, they used to do that in vaudeville, so
Right.
so it was worked perfectly. And so I had known about that before I saw her do it with Harpo, and she did it exactly like Harpo's brother, or even better. So I knew where they had got it from, and I knew what she was doing. And so anyway, so that's a star. So I wanted to hang out with Clint so that I would see, is he like that? No, he would have
Chico.
lunch. Chico. What?
Yeah.
Chico.
Chico.
Chico Martin.
Chico, Harpo, and Groucho.
Right.
Sorry.
So he would do
I had to
Chico.
know.
But Clint was he would have. Here's a little known fact that nobody knows about Clint Eastwood. First of all, he hangs out with the crew because it's his crew. He makes all his movies with the same crew. So the
Right.
same crew that he made other movies with. But he would have lunch with the extras, the 200 extras. We would all eat together, in a big thing, and all these tables.
Yeah, big
but he
tent
would eat
area.
where the extras ate. He never ate with the director or the producers or, with the stars, that kind of thing. So I would always eat with the extras too, because I was going to eat with Clint. I just followed Clint around. So I would sit at his table. And so, they asked him questions and he would answer all their questions. And he was just one of the guys. But to entertain them, if they ran out of things to ask him or, something was like dull, he would say, all right, here's a Lear's limerick. Lear's limericks, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And he would give you a Lear's limerick. There once was a man from St. Ives who had 7 wives, each one, blah, blah, blah. And they go, oh, great. And he'd say, all right, give me a subject. And they go, alligators. And he would give them a Lear's limerick on alligators. And so generally through the 3 months when he was eating, kind of every other day or so, the Lear's limerick thing would come up, and I've never seen him stumped in 3 months. Man,
No kidding. So he
is a savant of Lear's limericks.
Oh my gosh.
Who does that? Who knows?
Yeah.
Lear's limericks. Who's a savant of Lear's limericks?
Especially a guy like Clint Eastwood. And yeah, I mean, because of the roles he plays and stuff, everybody thinks he's like that. But my dad actually lives in Carmel and has met him a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Just, and, not like they hang out and stuff, but he just met him in person and would say, hey, nice to meet you, Mr. Eastwood, and be Clint, and he got one quick photo with him and it's still blurry. It's an old photo.
Right.
It was but it was cool.
Eastwood, blurry? I don't even think he's professionally blurry. I don't think he can get blurry picture.
Everything else around him is blurry,
but
not
he's
Clint.
sharp
He
all
was
the
perfectly
time.
in focus. Right.
But yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, and he said he was just super, super nice, just very friendly, just very real,
Just a guy.
And
I mean, he'd also put me on because the director was putting me on. Yeah, he nearly got me killed. Thank God. I mean, for the director. Yeah, he was betting me I couldn't jump across. When they were escaping on the roof in the movie.
Oh yeah.
There's a pipe. They come to a thing that they have to. So in the script, they have to jump across this. The script was based on the architecture of Alcatraz. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that Clint likes to do his own stunts. So they didn't know whether they wanted to let him do that. He might fall. It would kill himself. So there was a pipe that was going down. So they were wondering whether he could. The escaping shot would be going down the pipe, and finally they decided to let him go down the pipe because it was too dangerous. So I went up. I wasn't in that scene, but I went up there to watch it. So the crew got there to set up the shot, and Clint got up there, and the other guys, the Anglin brothers, getting ready to practice going down. And I'm looking over the edge. And I know that in the script it said they jumped across.
Right.
So I'm looking down, and I'm going,
like,
wow,
yeah, no.
And as I'm looking down, I hear from behind me, "You think you can jump that?" And I tell you, so I go, so he's kidding around, So I go, "Oh yeah," so I'm kidding around. So he says, "I bet you can't." So I'm kidding around. I go, "Oh yeah, I bet you I can." So he goes, "Okay. I bet you $10." So I'm going along with the joke. I mean, it's Clint Eastwood, $10, So I go, okay. Now, I can't. I don't think I can jump that. I don't think I can jump that. That was the thought in my mind. I don't think. The think part is the dangerous part.
Yeah. You don't think, you just do. Right.
Well, okay, right. But no. You don't just think, you just do.
Right.
That's in movies. That's in books.
Right. Yeah.
That's in philosophy.
I was going to say that's a self-help book right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, okay. And he says, all right, you're on. Okay, let's see you do it. So now I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. I didn't know what my next joke would be. So
There is no joke. It's throwing down time.
He says to the crew, he says, hey, Hankin's going to jump across. So the crew puts down everything and goes, wow, man, this is going to be cool. Because they know it's too far. So they come over.
So everybody's watching you going, all right, dude, do it.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do. And he says, I'm trying to, fumfer around and saying, well, I'm looking, I'm going on, and I'm measuring. I'm just fumfering. I'm just pretending, I'm not
right.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how to get out of it. That's the thing. And meanwhile, Clint is going, because everybody had gathered around. There's like 10, 15 guys now gathered around watching this. And so Clint says, no, give him room, back up so we can get a run. Right. So I'm going, okay,
so
well.
You're like,
so
man, I'm committed to this now.
I'm trying to, again, just figure out how to make a joke out of this. And it's not happening. And everybody clears away. And I get back and I'm getting ready to run. And then Clint is standing away from me. He's near the edge, but he's not near where I'm going to supposedly jump. He says, okay, all right, leave him alone. You ready? And he's serious now.
Yeah.
And he
You're
goes,
like, shit.
And I don't know what to do now. And I'm going, okay, ready. And all of a sudden I hear, hey, what the hell is going on? And it's Don Siegel. And he's like, what the hell is going on? And
Dad showed up.
Hankin's going to jump the gap. And he looks, he says, Clint, what's going on? He says, yeah, I bet him $10. And Don Siegel goes, he's not jumping it. And he looks at me and he goes, are you going to jump that? And I go, well, and he goes, just wait a minute. And Don Siegel walks over to the edge. He looks down and he turns on Clint and he says, what are you, fucking crazy? He's going to jump. He's going to kill himself. We have to send for a boat and get another actor. We haven't shot him out yet. We have to shoot this thing over again. He's dying down there. He's bleeding. We got to ship him off. What are you, fucking crazy? Get out of here. Everybody get back to work. Hankin, you're stupid. What are you doing? Get you.
Oh, Don Siegel to the rescue. That's so great.
and his big worry was, well, shit, we're going to have to replace the actor. God,
yes, and he's not shot out. That's what he says. He's not shot out yet. We're going to have to shoot him again from the beginning. That's how big a
kill an actor. Wait till we wrap him. Come on.
Right.
And he's going to be laying down there. And how can we get to him? He just laid out the whole fucking thing.
That's awesome.
Yes, it was awesome. Thank God he showed up because I didn't know what to do. The next morning, just to wrap it all up, the next morning when I came, I immediately went, I left, by the way. I just got out of there because it was just too embarrassing. So, but the next morning I went up there and I got on the roof and I looked down and I looked across and I go, I would have killed myself. No, I wouldn't have jumped. But there was no way, man, that I could have done it. And I don't know I wouldn't cop to the joke. I just wouldn't say, okay, it's over. And I've done it. I've done that.
But Clint was going to pay you $10, man. That's $10.
Well,
back in 78, that's like
I've done that
20.
many times before where I didn't cop. And they generally back down, or somebody else did. They say, all right.
Like, okay, I was just kidding.
But this one,
This one was
doesn't-
going the distance.
Yeah.
Clint was
Wow.
going the distance. He wanted to see me, but I got back at him. I got back at him a couple of weeks later. I pulled one on him. So
What'd you do
it
to
was
him?
even.
It-
Well, there was a thing.
Can't,
See,
can't
my
talk
scenes-
about it.
No. My scenes were all with Clint Eastwood,
Right.
mainly. I mean, that's why I was hired. He needed a sidekick.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
guy to- So since all my scenes were with Clint Eastwood, here's what would happen: the camera would be on me and Clint, and then at the end of the shot, Clint would say, Don Siegel would say, "All right, cut," and then he would walk over to Clint. Therefore, he would be walking over to me and Clint, but
Right.
he was walking over to Clint, and he would say to him, "How's that for you?" And Clint would say, "That was okay," and that was okay. And so then Don Siegel would say, "Okay, moving on, next shot," and we'd move on.
Mhm.
But if it wasn't okay, then he'd say, "How was that for you?" And Clint would say, that was fine. Clint only likes to do one shot, one time.
Right.
So everything for him is okay. You come over to him, "How was that?" It's okay.
Yeah, it's
You know,
fine.
and he doesn't make mistakes. Clint is always fine, always in focus. So,
Right.
so Don Siegel came up to him and one time, and he said, "How's that for you, Clint?" And if it wasn't, if Don Siegel said, Don, and Clint said, "Okay," Don Siegel would say, "Well, we'd have to do. I'd like to do one more take."
Yeah.
And you would have to explain it to him. Like, Clint would go, "Why?" Every
Yeah.
time. "Why?" And Don Siegel would say, "Well, the camera jiggled, the light blew, whatever, some technical
Right.
thing." And then it'll be okay with Clint. He'd say, "Oh, okay, fine, let's do it
Yeah.
again." Okay, boom,
Okay.
we do it again. "How's that for you?" "Fine." "Okay, for me, moving on." Okay. So one time he comes over, he says, "How is that for you, Clint?" And Clint said that was okay. Now I was getting insulted because I was there for 3 months of this.
And you never got consulted.
And I never got consulted. He never walked up to me. He never asked me anything. They never even admitted I was even there listening to this conversation.
Right.
I was just there. They were talking. I was like 2 inches away from everybody, and they wouldn't even. So when Clint said, "That's okay for me," I said, "I'd like to do it again." Just like that.
No?
"I'd like to do it again." And Clint and Don Siegel said, "Why?" Just, I mean, it was just out of nowhere. "Why?" And I'd say, "I think I could do it better." And Clint said, "Well, I can't." And he walked away.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This is as
Okay,
good
so
as it
that's
gets.
two.
Deal with it.
That's two, right? $10
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I can't. Okay, so now my only intent was, and I lost sleep over this, was I'm in the barrel. Now, the crew saw that. They saw up on the roof, it was a joke, and I
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't do it. I didn't jump. Okay, and now they saw this. And like you laughed, that's how they laughed.
Right.
Walked away. Left me standing there all alone. Both of them walked away. Okay, so I stayed up all night for nights thinking I got to get out of the barrel because the crew doesn't stop. Once
Right.
the crew
They-
starts getting on you, if they see Clint is on you, they're on me. So I was getting on my nerves because they were even passing by. "Hey, want to bet $10?"
Yeah.
just, come
Everybody's
on, man.
riding on
Leave
you.
me alone. Yeah, just ride me. So I had to get Clint back. So finally, one day it happened. It just happened. I was just, and I just, and I was, what do you call it? Triggered. I was
Yeah.
triggered, man.
Yeah.
So he goes, Don Siegel comes up and he says, "How was that for you, Clint?" And Clint says, "That was fine for me." And I said, "Well, I'd like to do it again." No, wait a minute. No, what he said was, "How is that for you?" Ah, right. And Clint said, and I don't even think he knew what he was saying. I mean, that it was verbatim. But
Yeah.
Clint said verbatim, "I think I'd like to do it again. I can do it better." And I said, I can't, and walked away.
So he was trying
And
to be
there
a
was
smart ass and you're like,
dead
bam.
freaking silence.
Oh my
And,
God.
and here
Sweet
was the
revenge.
setup. The setup was he was shooting into a cell. We were on tier C. So that means we're 30 feet above, the tier, you can drop down, right? You
Right.
can look over. Okay, so they're shooting into the cell, which meant they had to have the camera out over the railing, hanging out, shooting in this way, because
okay.
the path is only this wide,
Right. So
and you're
yeah, they
shooting
had to
into a
come in at an
cell.
odd
So
angle.
they're hanging out over it. Okay, the actors are standing in the aisle, and they're shooting into the cell.
Right.
So I was standing right on the pathway there, and I
Right.
said, "Well, I can't," and I wanted to walk away. So the walking away this way was all the crew and
It
a
was the
lot of
whole
equipment,
crew.
but this way is the only way you could walk out.
Yeah.
Down that way. Well, that was about 100 feet down. These tiers, they're really long.
Yeah.
And I had to walk out. So I said, I can't. And I started walking out, and I saw where I was walking. That's a long fucking walk. And there's like,
You're like,
no, there's the
well.
crew and everybody, and it's silent back there.
Oh,
And that's
no.
not what I was going for. I was going for the
Right.
big laugh, like when they laughed when Clint walked away.
You got
So I
crickets.
thought, okay, I'm fired, because the silence was deafening, man.
Yeah.
And I just kept on walking. I said, well, okay, I'm fired, but I can't take this crap that they're giving me every day. They're riding me, and I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm willingly going to be fired. I'm that's okay with me. But as I'm walking, the door is getting further and further away. Just let me get to the door and get out of here, man. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm walking. And finally, when I got to the door, just about 10 feet from the door, I hear, "Hey, Larry, it's Clint. Come on back, will you, man? He's joking. Come on." So from then on, I was Clint's friend, man. I was his buddy, and nobody would come near me.
That's
great.
All the jokes stopped. I was out of the barrel.
That was it.
It was fine.
Yeah.
They're like, all right,
The rest of the time,
proved
I'm cool.
himself. He's cool. Yep, we're
Yeah.
done.
So
my
that's
God.
kind of cool. All right, that's
That
enough
is.
with Clint Eastwood and the
Yeah.
Alcatraz.
Well, okay, and well, now, and this is because, like I said, you've got. I mean, man, you have been in so many different shows and movies. Now, what is it about? I mean, because I think honestly, yeah, you've got your main characters, but then you've got the other characters that really kind of complete. Either the movie or the show that you're in. Like, just for one, okay, Friends, Mr. Heckles. I loved the character you played in that. I loved the way you just the way you filled it. I mean, it was really cool. You were in Loose Shoes. You had a little bit part in that.
Oh, Loose Shoes, man.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Spoon in the Teacup. Are you kidding?
Oh my God. Oh, it's a cult classic. I know it's not a super well known movie, but dude, anybody who's seen that
that's
movie
up there with
loves
Alcatraz.
that
I'm
movie.
sorry.
Dude, that's great. Oh my gosh. I remember seeing it in high school and just going, oh my gosh, where's this movie been all my life?
Well, the movie was pretty great. Loose Shoes was a gregreat title, but The Spoon in the Teacup, yeah, that was. I hope that they had, because I couldn't do it again. I mean, there's no way to do it again.
Oh yeah.
So I just did you get that? Yeah, we got it. Okay.
You're like, oh, thank God. Yeah, I mean, and there's.
What about you? You were going somewhere with I don't know, friends or something.
Well, yeah, well, just
Or
all
Loose
these
Shoes. Your
big
point?
characters, your big characters that you play. I mean, when you're going after these parts, okay? I mean, do you actively like see something you're like, I need to be in that? I mean, how many of those have you had? Because you're like, I've got a character
Annie is the only one where John Huston.
Really?
It's the only one where I said I got to be in that. I just wanted to do the audition. No, I didn't want to be in it. I wanted to audition for it.
Wow. No,
I just wanted to
okay.
meet John Huston. In other words, if I can audition, that means I might get the part. But
Right.
I didn't think
Right.
I was good enough to be in a movie that John Huston was directing. So I just wanted to audition.
wow.
Just get me the audition so I could just meet the guy.
Just
That
to
was
be
all.
in there and maybe pick his brain, hang out with him for a
No,
little bit or whatever?
just to be in the same room with the guy. You can't. I don't think that
Yeah.
far ahead.
Yeah.
Generalization. I don't pick
Um,
anybody's brain. You just get to be in the same room with the guy, and
Yeah.
then So I just wanted him. That was all that's in my mind. I'm a, and it's not a good thing, but I'm in the now kind of guy. I know
Right.
that's really LSD talk. Be here
Hey.
now. Well, I'm always here now, and it's not that great.
Right. Yeah.
I'd like to be later.
Yeah,
a little
I'd like to
later,
be a little later on.
a
So
little later.
let's just
Yesterday
wait.
was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with yesterday.
And I know what's going to happen yesterday. So let's do
Yeah,
that
so-
again.
But
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to get the audition. I just called my agent and I said, "Hey, man, just get me on the audition." That's what you say.
Yeah.
You don't know. And then when you're auditioning, then they send you the words. Then you start to think about stuff. But
Right.
I don't.
And now
think
you've also worked with a ton of great comedic actors. I mean, in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you got
so. John
got to work with
Candy,
John Candy
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
and Steve Martin.
Yeah, they
the
were
newer
great.
guys, Adam Sandler and Billy Madison.
Yeah,
So,
all of those
I mean,
guys.
do you get to
Great.
pick their guys' brains and hang out with them? I mean, I know you've got a huge comedic
I'm
background.
not a hangout guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it for you guys.
We're-
I'm a recluse, man.
yeah.
Oh, hi. Who's that? There's
I'm his
My-
favorite child.
My
There's
daughter
video proof
Isabel,
of it.
hi, Isabel. How you doing?
Mr. Hankin.
Do you
he's
watch
saying
your
hello.
Friends? Does she watch Friends?
She's seen it. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here, she can hear you a little
That's
bit
the
better now.
age. That's my fan base. For Friends.
What?
He's talking about how you're part of his fan base.
Well, no, I mean that's the age bracket of my fan
Right,
base.
right.
She doesn't have to watch it. If she doesn't,
Well,
if
I
she
didn't
doesn't
hear
watch
of
it,
you
more
until,
power
like,
to her.
That following week. So
I don't watch it either.
Okay. Hey, I'll bring you in here in a little bit. Okay.
okay.
Bye.
All right. She was just checking in. She's going to help do the news stuff a little bit later. So,
Okay.
Wait, you have my article for
but
me?
yes. Okay. All
Love
right.
you.
Thank you. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So she's my sweetie. She's my baby. Okay. But yeah, so you don't even really get to, like just kind of have conversations with him and stuff. You just kind of meet him, say, hey, what's
No, I
up? How you
mean,
doing? And you're
I come
gone.
from a very weird family. It goes back to your upbringing, how you relate to people.
Yeah.
But no, I come from a very passive aggressive, non-communicative, non-relationship family.
Now,
Everybody's on their own.
Now, where are you originally from?
Originally, well, I was born in Manhattan General Hospital, but I grew up in Far Rockaway, Long Island.
Okay, yeah. So you were out there, and then now you said you worked with Second City, correct?
Second City, yeah.
Yeah. Now, how long were you with Second City?
About well, under the Second City auspices, about a year. But I auditioned for Second City and was sent to St. Louis, and we were for a month. It was just a road show. We just going to book in a road company. So I auditioned in New York, went to Chicago, studied with them, and then and studied in New York, and then St. Louis, the Crystal Palace, wanted to book a month of Second City stuff. It was a nightclub.
Yeah.
So they sent us down there, and we were held over for 10 months.
Wow.
So,
wow.
so then
That's
Paul
awesome.
Sills flew down to see what the hell was going on, what we were doing. What the hell? We sent down for a month, and they're here for a year. What are they doing? How funny are they? So he came down, and he saw me and Jack Burns. Jack Burns was a really funny guy. He was he's famous. I'll mention that in a little. He's so anyway. Jack Burns and Paul Sills came down, who owned Second City. He was the director. He came down. He saw Jack Burns and me, and he said, "All right, we're going to get you. You two guys are funny. We'll get you up there to Chicago." So he shipped us up to Chicago, and I was there for a month. But we were having a really fun. That was great times there. It was very funny. Everybody was really funny. There's a fight going on in another.
Well, it's boxing ring next door.
So what happened was, there was 5 people or 6 people in the show already.
Yeah.
But Paul Sills really thought we were really cool guys. We were 2 funny guys.
As a team.
No, just as 2 more people to be funny. In the committee, in Second City. So he got us up there. We got into the show. We did the show. We were in for about a month and a half or 2 months, I guess. That was about it. And then Viola Spolin, who was the Lee Strasberg of improv, it was her father. That was her son. Paul Sills was her son. She watched the show, and she was the one who taught school to get everybody into Paul Sills' Second City. She came and watched the show and said, "There's too many people on stage," which was true. You can't have 9 people.
Yeah.
Or
no, that's
7,
too much.
9 people. 6 and 2 is 8. You can't have that many people in an improv show because nobody gets enough time to get their chops, So you see, you got to get rid of at least 2 people. 6 is the most you can have.
Right.
So Paul agreed. I agreed too. I mean,
and even 6 is a lot.
6 is a lot. 5 is the best.
Yeah.
4 you can get away with, but 5 you have to have a girl. And I don't know why it's always 5 and 1. I don't know why. Girls are funny. Fellas, girls are funny.
See? And this is what I tell my wife all the time. I say, girls are funny. That's why you make me laugh.
3 and 2. So they got it down to 3 and 2. So it's cool. Okay. So last hired, first fired. So Jack Burns and I were, goodbye. You were great, but too many people. So I hung around. Jack Burns immediately went to Hollywood and invented and wrote Hee Haw. And he was the producer. So that was great. I mean, that happened within, I think, 6 months.
Oh,
so immediately he was hired, flew to Hollywood, wrote. I mean, it takes 6 months to write that thing, and he did it. He got the money and Hee Haw, boom, major smash hit. And then he got together with another guy, and he did a 2-man comedy team thing, and he was all over the television and everything. Ed Sullivan show and stuff. Anyway, so that's what him. And I hung around, and then a car came through in the middle of winter in Chicago. It was really freezing in a snowstorm. Yeah. And I hung around in the bar. I was sleeping on one of the actors' couches. I didn't have any place to go. I didn't know what to do. I had just been fired from Second City. And this car came through, and it was the director who had hired me in New York. I auditioned for and got hired. So that director, Alan Meyerson, had 4 other people in the car plus 2 kids. And he said, "We're going to San Francisco and start the committee. Why don't you hop in?" And I go, "No, it's a snowstorm. I don't know you. I don't know these people. You're crazy. You don't need. Where's the theater? No, we're going to build the theater. Oh, you don't even have a theater. All right, no."
Wow.
So I went back inside. So I went back inside, and I said, before I left, I said, "If you're really serious, send me a plane ticket. I'm not getting into a car in a snowstorm." And it was a station wagon, a transportation vehicle. I didn't really believe it would make it to San Francisco. So they drove off in a snowstorm. I went back inside, and 2 weeks later, I got a plane ticket saying, "Come on out, we got the theater." And so I got on the plane, used the ticket, and I was there for 10 years in the committee. And that's how I got to be an actor in Hollywood.
Down in LA.
They would fly up and hire.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Man.
And here I am.
Here you are today. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Now, okay, and this you actually, I think it was an industrial arts degree, is what you were.
Industrial design. Yeah, that's. I
Is
mean, that's. I didn't want to be an actor or in show business at all, ever, in my entire life, except when I graduated and was going to go to Detroit to design cars. And my
wow.
best friend in college, I had a degree in industrial design. I didn't know anything about show business. I was in plays in in Syracuse. That was my college,
Right.
university. I was in plays, but that was just something to do. But my best friend in the drama department, I was in the industrial design department, but my best friend was Carl Gottlieb, who wrote Jaws
Right.
years later, and a lot of movies. But then he was my best friend, and so when we graduated, I said, he said, well, he said, where are you going? Or we're graduating at the same time. Where are you going? He said, I'm going to Greenwich Village, and I'm going to be a writer. And I said, oh, cool. And he said, where are you going? I said, well, going to Detroit. I'm going to be an industrial design. I'm going to design modern cars, future cars.
Yeah.
But it was for a huge amount of money. I mean, it was a starting salary of, I don't know, like $75,000 or $100,000 a year back then in the 60s. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To start. And I'm going, yeah, but I don't want to do that. Well, what do you want to do? I don't want to do anything. I never wanted to do anything. I went to college because my parents wanted me to go to college. So I went to college because I was a kid. I didn't know.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to go to college. I didn't know that. Your
Yeah.
parents say go to college, you go to college. I went, so
Right.
I went, so I thought maybe I'd be an artist, maybe, but that was industrial design is math and all that stuff. No, and
A lot of thinking. A lot of
and
thinking
thinking and
involved.
drawing and stuff. So he said, why don't you come to Greenwich Village with me and we'll be roommates and you can do whatever you want to do, get a part-time job or whatever. I said, great. Greenwich Village sounds much better than Detroit. So that's where we went. And I was cleaning duck boards in a bar. It's from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. That was my go-to.
No crap, dude.
No, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved being there. It got me to where I'm talking to you guys right now.
Yeah, man.
Because my days were free and my nights were free. So I could go to coffee houses and watch open mic nights to watch comedians. And I said, wow, man, I won funniest in high school 2 years in a row. I can do this. This is amazing. So I would do, 3 minutes. And I was god fucking awful, man. I was really bad. But I had a really cool learning curve.
Right.
I was a born storyteller. I mean, it just,
Yeah.
I got up for 3 minutes and I was god awful. But the great thing about the open mic nights is the audience is not there to boo you or hiss you or to laugh at you. They are there to see their friend up on stage for 3 minutes. So they will not boo you because you'll boo their friend.
Right.
So everybody is polite. Everybody is really polite. And it's only 3 minutes, big deal. So he's awful. I can sit here for 3 minutes and drink coffee. So that was the gift to me. There was no judgment. I could be bad and I could get up the next night and I could say, okay, I was bad, but I'll improve myself. No booing or hissing. Okay, I can get better. And I did
Or some people give you pointers and things like that.
No, none of that stuff. That's for other people. That's not for me. No, I'm a self-learner.
You're a rogue.
Here's what I learned. I'll pass it on to you. I learned this a month ago, but it was what I was in my. But it was always in my mind. In other words, I didn't know there was an adage for it. But I love learning. I don't like to be taught. If you tell me anything, forget it. I'll dump it. I don't care if you're right. I'll discover it maybe 3 weeks later and say, oh, this is what the guy was talking to me about. No, I've done that.
Oh, that's how it works.
You tell me something and I go, hey, man, just leave me alone, will you?
Yeah.
And you go, okay, fine. And then 3 weeks later, I go, oh, fuck, this is great. This is what he was talking about. I do that, man, but I'm
Yeah.
not sorry about it because I learn it
Right.
myself. So I got the
Yeah.
nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah.
I don't learn it in section.
Oh
So,
yeah, no, I love learning from the ground up. Everything I've
yeah, I
done,
really
I
do.
start at the
Now,
bottom and I work my way up, and that way I
yeah,
know where everything is and how everything works. So if anything ever
right,
happens, I know how to go at it.
right. Now, with age comes wisdom. And so, yeah, now if you tell me something, I'll consider it and I'll remember it, and I
It's-
won't get all, my underwear twisted on and stuff.
yeah,
And I won't,
right.
Right.
tell you off, like, get out of here. I'll
You're
say,
like, I'll
thank
keep that
you,
as a reference.
thank
All
you.
right.
And I just put it away. And then, a couple of weeks later, I'll say, oh, this is what he was telling me about. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe it'll help me to get there a little faster. But I don't, if you read my book, that is the underlying theme.
It is.
Don't direct me. Leave me alone, or you're going to have a little trouble on your hands.
Kind of
Okay.
like Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
If it was now and not then, she would get a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
care if I
wow.
was a beginner. In other words, I've done that to. When was the last time most recently? I think it was on. It was a recent show I did. Well, I just said, "Hey, thank you very much." Just
Yeah.
back off.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. Maybe I dumped that out of my mind. I want to think about it.
You're like blocking it out.
Where I learned a lesson about that. Larry David,
Oh,
the Seinfeld.
yeah.
Okay.
He gave me some direction, and I had some others too. But yeah, it's where he said I had in my mind to do Tom Pepper. I had in my mind that he was passive aggressive. Tom Pepper. I was trying to get a handle on it because
Right.
Larry David is a great writer and a great director,
Mhm.
and so you don't fool around with his stuff, and you listen to him. I mean, I know good and great when I hear it and see it.
Right.
So I just accepted that I didn't want to rewrite it, or I was trying to figure out what it was. He's a passive aggressive Buster Keaton. He's Buster Keaton.
Ah,
Blank. He doesn't react. He just like
right.
or he blows up and gets an attitude. So it's this or this in your face. This or
Right,
this.
right.
So I was doing it, and Larry David was giving other people directions in his regular cast. He was giving Jerry directions because Larry David doesn't direct. He's got a director who directs.
Oh,
Tom is a traffic manager. He directs the
okay.
3 cameras.
Right,
But
I got you.
Larry David just stands on the side, either like this, with his hands folded across, or like this.
Or contemplative.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, he's watching to see what I can make funnier. He's
Right, right.
always funnier. So he would go up and he'd go, all right, Tom, I want to talk to Jerry. And he'd go over to Jerry and he'd go, and they would talk. And they'd go, okay, all right, okay. And then they would go back and they do the scene again and it would be funnier. It's amazing.
He'd
Really
see
amazing.
something and he'd
And you
just
see
talk to
something, and
him
there could be a
so
line,
that
it could
way.
be an action, it could be something where you stand something. He would give you something. Then he would do that to Michael. He would go, Tom, I want to talk to Michael. Michael, come here. And he would pull you over to the side, which is kind of nice. Keep it private,
Right.
not in front of everybody. And he'd say, Michael, okay.
Yeah.
Michael would go back in, and the scene would be funnier. Michael would be funnier. And
Right.
and he would do that, So, it's a week's rehearsal. And I was there. Yeah, I think it was a week or 2 weeks or something. Week.
Right.
Anyway, so I was thinking, when is he going to, give me some of that funny dust, that Larry dust, that
Yeah.
funny stuff. And one rehearsal, he came over to me and he goes, Tom, I want to talk to Larry. And I go, great, man. He's going to give me some funny dust. Okay, I'm going to be funnier now. So he comes over, he pulls me over to the side and he says, and he had like an attitude out of nowhere. And he goes, which is dangerous with me. So he goes, I know what you're doing. No. Sorry. He said, I know what you're trying to do. Now, the key word there that got my pants in an uproar was trying.
Right.
Oh, me,
Yeah.
I'm trying. So I just got right back in his face. I don't care who Larry David is. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I said, oh, really? And what am I trying to do? And he said, you're trying to do nothing, which is exactly what I was trying to do. Buster Keaton, he nailed me.
He
How
called it right on the
embarrassing.
spot.
I was embarrassed. And so I immediately said,
no.
oh my God, that's great. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Just all
Oh.
glee. And he says, well, you're doing something. And he walked away. The
Oh,
best direction I've ever
my
got.
God,
Oh,
yes. That is
amazing.
beautiful. He
You're
took it
doing
and
something.
made it more.
Boom. Just like Eastwood. Boom. But he got a laugh out of me.
Oh my
Larry
God,
did.
that is fantastic.
So
Oh my God.
I did it again. I
Right.
did it again. Larry David doesn't stop. So I did it again. I go, okay, I got to pull it in even more. Just really Buster
Mhm.
Keaton, man. So I did it again, right? Then we do the scene, and he goes, I want to talk to Larry. And I go,
Oh, shit.
so he starts walking towards me, but I think, no, wait a minute, he's not. He's walking too fast. He's walking too fast. He's going to talk to somebody behind me. So as he walks by me, he goes, you're still doing something.
You're like,
Really
God
cool,
damn
man.
it.
It's really cool. But I mean, see, there's the thing with the attitude. It was Larry David. I respected him. I'm in awe of him. But he gave
Right.
me attitude, and I just reacted. I'm triggered on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gave me the right thing, but I heard
I was
that.
gonna
Now that I don't shut it out.
I was gonna say he
mean,
pulled it out of you and got you to do what he wanted you to do,
Well,
and made it even
exactly,
better.
and that's the key to being a great director.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
John Huston does. That's what Don Siegel does. What they do is they make what you want to do
Mhm.
better and fit their narrative.
Right.
So
The-
John Huston nailed it when he said 80% of directing is hiring the right actor.
Yeah.
You hire the right actor, leave them alone. I asked him, I said, well, you're a director. Why would you leave him alone? Why did you hire him? That's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
did
and
you hire him? You hired him because you liked his choices and things you've seen
how he did it. Yeah.
and how he did it. So if he's trying to do something, just help him get there. He's only going to make your movie better.
Right.
But that's a hard lesson for directors to learn. They want to direct. They think
Mhm.
that's what directing is. No, directing is being a storyteller. Is
Yeah.
telling a story.
Which you're good at.
Visually. Visually with
Yeah.
what you've given. The script and the cinematographer and the film and the actors and stuff. So it's all. I don't know. It's all. I don't know what it is. It's all learning. It's all learning.
Yes. And it is. I love learning no matter what. But yeah, again, I think I'm kind of borderline where you're saying, it's like you can show me something, doesn't mean I'm gonna take it, But yeah,
Yeah, but thanks.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but thanks.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
cool. Yeah.
satisfaction. There's a very good satisfaction with figuring stuff out on your own, regardless of somebody telling you how to do it.
Well, there's
So-
now yes, and it's like the fucking Bible, man. For every
Yeah.
quote, there's a quote that says you're the opposite thing. And same thing with Hollywood and directing and acting, because you take it in, but don't direct. And yet, I really respect and I look in awe at Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to. Oh no! What the hell is this? I can't even shut this off. I can't shut this off, man. You're gonna have to wait
Hey.
till it stops. Okay, thank
There
you.
you go.
I shut it off, and it still rings because I'm on TV. I mean, on the internet. Okay. So with Steven Spielberg, I really respect, and I would just appreciate just auditioning for him. I don't have to be in his movie. I just want to
Right.
audition to be in his presence.
Right.
So I'm watching. He did this black and white movie about the Jews in Auschwitz.
Oh yeah, Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm watching an interview with the star, the guy who played Schindler, that guy, and he's telling us about being directed by Steven Spielberg, and I'm all ears now. Wow. He said, and what he was saying was he was arguing with one of the other actors in the movie, and the argument was Steven Spielberg in my close-up. This is what that actor was saying. Steven Spielberg in my close-up was telling me how to act. He was saying, no, don't do that, do this. It's your close-up. And he was complaining to this other actor about this guy, now look, I really respect him, but this guy, Steven, he's telling me how to act. What the hell is that? I was willing to walk off the set when he was doing that. And this other actor who was a big star too, I don't remember his name, but this other star says, hey man, just calm down. It's Steven Spielberg. He knows what he's doing. If he's telling you to do something, you just do it, man. Just do it. He says, yeah, but I'm an actor. He said, hey, just drop it, man. Just do it. Okay.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. And so the actor said, yeah, so that's what I did. Okay, so I let it go. Now, I didn't agree with what Steven Spielberg was telling me, but I did it.
Right.
What he told me and what I did is in the movie. I still don't agree, but I let it go.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
there's the
Spielberg.
opposite of what I was telling you.
Right.
Right.
There's a star, and Steven Spielberg says do it, and I don't want to do it, but you do it anyway. So you gotta.
There's a fine line. You've got to learn to balance.
There's a fine line, and the only reason I can have my attitude, and I know it's an attitude, and I try to take care of it, and I know it. In Hollywood, Hollywood is like your parents, man. You just don't mouth off to them. Is that when I do my job, I do a very good job, and I take care of business, and I pay attention, and I'm serious about what I do.
Yeah.
In other words, if I'm being funny, I'm seriously being funny. Mr. Heckles is not a joke to me.
Right.
Right.
No,
Okay.
it's a great character. Great character.
I don't. Thank you, but that's not why I'm doing my job and taking care.
Right.
So it gives me a little edge in being able to express a little anger, being insulted, because I know I'm doing my best here, and you're not helping me.
Yeah.
Is what was coming from my DNA to Larry David when he said, "I know what you're trying to do." Oh, really? What are you trying to do? What I'm saying is I'm doing my best. Who are you? Okay, tell me. And then he goes, boom, and he surprises me because he helps me.
Yeah.
Because generally people don't really help you.
Yeah, no, he just reached in and pulled that out.
Yeah,
there you go.
So in other words, there is a little critical thinking going into my, getting angry. I'm not telling anybody, oh, you're an actor, you can be angry whenever you want. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I pick my shots very carefully.
Right.
I want to work.
Want to kind of keep continuing the whole process.
Yeah, I just want to keep it going. So, I have my spots. I pick them, and I use what I can, and my privileges. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and you pay for it. I had to stay up many nights trying to get back at Clint Eastwood because I lost a lot of sleep. I paid my dues to just be able to say, well, I can't, and walk away. Yeah. A lot of thought went into that.
Right.
That walk away.
Okay, so and I'm sorry, I know we're kind of running short on time, but we've got like a laundry list of questions as well, and I'm just going to run through a couple of them here.
Okay.
One was, what was your favorite role or character?
My favorite role was an obscure role I did in Star Chamber. I played an undercover um,
Oh.
troublemaker kind of street character. But I
Uh-huh.
was an undercover cop, and there was a couple of scenes in it where I really thought I did a good job.
Yeah.
It's not the parts. It's me
It's
doing good work
right.
when I watch it, and I
What
go, I nailed what I wanted to do, and it paid off because it told the story and it nailed the character. I'm real here.
yeah. And
So I did two things at the same time.
and
I
just
was
nailed it.
real, and I helped tell the story. That's very
Yeah.
important. And in Star Chamber, the character I did both of those things, and I did a good job, and I was very proud of it.
Right.
But it's very small, very very small part. A couple of scenes
But
with Michael Douglas. He
yeah,
was the
yeah, Michael
judge.
Douglas and who was the lady that was in that?
Oh, I don't remember. I know Michael
Oh my
Douglas
god.
because my scenes
Yeah.
were with him.
Yeah. Okay. And well, so and then
And Mr. Heckles paid off. I mean, not that it's my favorite role, but that the role that I did and the job that I did has paid my rent for many years. So
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Can't
awesome. And
complain.
but see, and like I was saying before, these and I don't the bit characters, I guess, however you want to call them, the smaller parts, but they fulfill things and they bring so much more life to the entire
Well, that's
show.
my job.
And
That's the
and
job.
and
That
that's what
is
I'm
the
saying.
job.
That's where it comes from. And this is, I mean, yeah, you can have your big star doing his big scene or whatever, but without you coming in and playing the role that you do and encompassing it and making it what it is, you make the rest of that all happen and you make everybody else look that much better with it. And that's what the whole production's about, and that's what those directors do to bring that out of you. And I just love it because some of the characters you play are just awesome, and it's
Well,
because of
thank you
what
very
you
much.
do.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm
Seriously.
well,
just
and that was
doing my job, man. I mean, there's
Yeah,
other
dude.
people,
And oh yeah, no,
well,
no, no, no. I'm
and
not
that was
saying you're the only one. I'm just saying people, people
Well,
that
I'm
take
glad you
you.
appreciate it. I'm glad you appreciate it. But
Yeah,
really, I'm a serious person. I'm not a serious actor per se. I never wanted to be an actor. I can act, and I do.
you're a comedian.
And it puts bread on the table, and it pays my rent. But I
Yeah,
do other things, and I never dreamed of being an actor. So this is all gravy to me.
right,
This is
right.
yeah.
all cool. Thank you very much. But I'm a writer, and I'm a funny guy, and I like to make
Yes.
people laugh. And the best time I ever had, and I guess to answer your question fully, is the best time I ever had was in the committee, being an improv actor and being a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
So all this is just cherry on a whipped cream pie. I
dude.
mean,
Yeah, there
the
is
meat
nothing
was
better.
the meat
It,
was stand-up comedian and Second City and the committee.
yeah,
That's what my heart is. That's what
yeah,
I am.
Okay.
I'm a
yeah.
storyteller.
And I mean, it's like I've told people before, there is no bigger high than when you've got a room just going
Oh
and they're
yeah.
right behind you. And I mean, everything you do is just hitting every joke you make, and it's all just coming right out of your head. Some of the things you don't even know where they're coming from. You're throwing them out, and everybody's just awesome. And then you're like, all
Well,
right, thanks. And then you walk out and, they just
well,
keep
wait a minute.
going.
Let me just calm you down here. You're
Huh.
being more excited about it than I ever was doing it.
Well,
I mean,
I
you
don't get to
gotta
do it much
cool it,
anymore.
man. No, I'm serious, and that's another thing. That's the thing about fans. That's scary.
Hmm.
They they put more into what I do than what I do, and they come at you. Now
Right.
you're not coming at me, man.
No.
But I've
Right.
had people come at me where you go like
Oh.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
No,
that's
that's no
because
good.
I go, no, I'm a real person.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Heckles is fake.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a
Escape from
character.
Alcatraz is fake.
Right.
I am a real person, and I
Yeah.
don't, you know, do what the hype is.
Right. Right.
Hollywood is hype. I mean, I am equal in my job to what you're doing in your job. You're on TV, right? You're on the internet right now. I'm on the
Yeah.
internet right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. That's what we do.
Right.
We are performers.
Yes,
So I can
absolutely.
be just as excited about you guys interviewing me as you are about me doing heckles.
Right.
And fans don't understand that.
No, yeah,
I
and they
try to
get they get a
teach
little
them.
too obsessed and a little too spooky.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
take it easy, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because I did improv and I did stand up, so I like that, I
Oh, I
know that
like it
feeling.
too, but I don't carry it with me.
Oh, yeah, no, but it's a great feeling when that happens, that's all.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
it's wonderful.
yeah.
It really is.
Okay, okay, one of the great movies is, Running Scared. Now, are there any particular memories of working on that set with, Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal at all? I mean, that stand out to you, or
Yeah. Oh,
what do
you
you got? What talk to me.
um there's a scene that I do in Running Scared where I've just redone a taxi that's been smashed up. It's in the garage. I'm leaning against the taxi that I just finished.
Uh-huh.
And they walk over to me, Billy Crystal and what's his name again?
Gregory Hines?
Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines walks over to me. So the scene is, it's my scene. And Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal walk over to me and they talk to me. They say, "Oh, is this the, they say, oh, is this the cab?" And I'm sitting there pretty proud of my work as the garage guy who fixes up the cars for the cops.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty proud of my work. I put bulletproof windows in. I fixed the fender. I did a lot of secret stuff.
Right, souping it up.
So I'm there and I'm talking to Billy Crystal mainly, and Gregory Hines doesn't have any more lines. So I'm doing the scene, and Gregory Hines just turns on his wheels on his heel and he walks away. And so for the rest of the scene, I'm talking to Billy Crystal, and you can see Gregory Hines just disappearing into the distance. He didn't walk out of the camera. Wait a minute, where's the? Oh, he didn't walk out of the camera and then walk out. He just kept on walking away this way. Yeah. Well, actually, it was this way. He walked this way,
kind of
and
diagonally.
he didn't walk out that way. He just kept on going
in the
way,
distance,
but staying in the picture.
right? It was just that
And I knew
shrinking.
that because I can see through the camera as I'm acting.
Oh, good God! So you get to
I
see
know
the
where
whole
the
thing,
frame is.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Billy, and I see Gregory walking down there, and I'm doing lines. I'm going, "You fucking asshole! You're walking out of my scene, you bastard!" Blah 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 blah.
And he just keeps going.
I've never said anything, but that's why I laughed, because that's what hit me when you mentioned it.
Oh my
I
God!
was doing the scene, and then I'm cursing him out in my background. I'm calmly doing my scene with Billy, blah 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 blah. But in my head, I see him walking away.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But that is great because that's
That's all
comedy
I
without
remember.
even saying anything. It's just physical comedy. Watching him shrink in the background, you're like, oh,
Well,
you
but
son of a
that was
bitch.
I was insulted. I
Yeah.
wasn't watching him
Yeah.
shriek in the background. I'm saying, "You fuck! You're walking out of my scene." Let's get the right POV, okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's not funny at all. To this
You
day, when I
son
watch
of a
that
bitch.
scene, all I watch is him walking away.
Oh no shit! I hate this fucking scene.
Ego.
Yeah. All right,
Much.
man. Well, and like I said, I know you're kind of running short on time, and I don't want to keep you for too much longer. Let's throw one more out here.
Okay.
Now you do have yeah, I mean, I think we kind of touched on this already, but you have worked with some pretty incredible casts. Um, what was the one that was just the most fun? That sticks out in your mind?
Without a doubt, working on trains, planes, and automobiles, improvising in the Taxiola as Doobie
Oh my
with
God.
Steve Martin and John Candy, and being directed by John Hughes.
John Hughes.
That was the epitome of my time with Second City and improv and the committee. That's where improv, like, it paid off in the middle of this
Yeah.
movie years later.
Right.
No, it was really fun because, first of all, Steve Martin is a genius. I can say that full out because he never was in an improv company. And here's what happened: we were in the Taxiola. We were in the Taxiola. Oh, and that was on a soundstage, an empty soundstage, an empty black huge airplane hangar kind of soundstage.
Right.
The Taxiola was up on blocks, so there was no wheels on it. It was a shell and no wheels, up on blocks, nothing else, black. And when you're watching the movie and you see things going by, I'm driving and we're talking, I'm driving.
Yeah.
Those are crew members with branches and lights.
Oh,
running
no kidding.
Past, so it was really weird. And they would,
It's super high tech.
Yeah, super. But that's Hollywood, man.
Yeah,
Hollywood,
dude.
Movies is magic. So here's the taxi, and here's the camera is over here on this side.
Right.
So they were on this side because they were photographing in, and the taxi's going this way, right?
Yeah.
So they would go like this. They would run past, with the things like that, all the way out and around, and then
come back
and then and then back this way, and then out and around and back this way. It's just so. The reason I say that and try to show it to you is because trying to, you're doing scenes with green screens and stuff. You have to use your imagination. There's nobody there.
Right.
Yeah.
So these guys running by with branches and lights, and I'm supposed to be driving a taxi, which was just I couldn't make it real for me.
I was going to say it was kind of surreal, and
it was surreal. It was too fake. I didn't believe anybody would buy this. But when I watched the movie, it was fun.
It looked amazing. Yeah.
So they're going by that, but Steve Martin never was in improv, and he was the best improviser there ever was. Now, the scene was written. It was a 3-minute scene. Taxioli driving there, dropping her off at the motel. That was written. What you see in the movie was written verbatim. No improvising. That's it. Cutting, going on. Okay. But after we finished shooting that took about maybe 2 hours to shoot, with everybody's close up and everything like that.
Right.
And John Hughes was sitting outside of the front seat. He was sitting outside the front door on a little soapbox, a little milk crate, outside the door with the script, and he was directing, keeping track of the words. And the camera was also out there, and they were shooting into the side, and one was shooting front this way, outside of the cab. So he's there, and he says, "Okay, we've got that. Now let's improvise this scene." Okay, I wasn't prepared for it. Neither was John, or neither was Steve. It wasn't mentioned. He says, "We're going to improvise this." So, okay, fine. So he said, "Okay, Larry, you stick to the script. Steve, you stick to the script. Say the words. But John, when it comes to your turn, you can improvise anything." Boom, we went around once or twice doing that. Then he says, "Okay, John, you shut up. Larry, you improvise. Steve, John Candy, you do the scenes as written. Steve, you do the scenes as written. Larry, you improvise. And then Larry and John, you do the scenes as written. Steve, you improvise." So we did that. Each guy did it about 5 or 6 times, going around and around. Okay. Then John says, "Okay, I'm going to go for a second. I'll be right back. You'll hear me." Okay. He leaves. All of a sudden we hear, "Can you hear me?" Now the cab is speaking. We don't know.
Oh,
what the
God.
cab is. "Can you hear me?" "Yeah." And we're looking for the microphone. He says, "Well, I can see you because I'm watching through the camera." So I'm watching through, there's 2 cameras, one front, one side. So I'm watching you through the camera, and there's a mic in the cab, so I can talk to you. All right, so let's just do it again now. Just improvise it, free for all. Okay, John, you do the words, everybody else improvise. Everybody else improvise. Blah, 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 blah. He just mixed it all up, right?
Right.
We never saw him. Yeah, he was in what do you call it? Video City. You know,
Oh,
where
okay.
they have
Sure.
the screens.
Yeah,
and
Video
he was
Village. Yeah.
way off somewhere. And and then he said, so we did that for 4 hours. We improvised for
Oh,
4
wow.
hours.
Wow.
So
Just-
that's about 6 hours at least of
Yeah.
shooting that scene. 2 hours of by rote and then improvise. Okay. And then he said, okay, everybody, that's it. And we were dismissed. We go home, and I had to wait until the movie was. I didn't know what was going to be. And then when I saw the movie, it was the scene, the first 2 hours that we did. There's no improvising. That is
improv.
nothing
Wow.
at all. That was the scene as shot in the first 2 hours.
Huh.
So, okay, fine. I never saw John again. I never saw Steve again. I never saw John Hughes again. Until many years later, I was in some delicatessen, and I hear my voice, Larry, hey Larry, and I turn around, and it's Christopher Columbus, and I was in a movie of his. What was the movie I was in? I don't remember. It was a big movie. I don't remember. But anyway, he says, hey Larry, how you doing? And I said, oh hi, because I remember me. And I go, oh, I got a question for you. Oh, yeah, no. He says, come on over. I want to introduce you to my wife and kid. So I go over with my friend, and we say, this is my wife, my kid. I go, oh. And he says to his wife and kid, he says, Larry was in a movie with me. He was in whatever the movie was. It'll come. But anyway, he says, Larry, that's why I know Larry. We did this movie together.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, speaking of that movie, that was a John Hughes movie, right? I said, yeah. He says, I got a question for you. I go, yeah. He says, oh, no, Christopher Columbus says, oh, by the way, I saw your movie. It was great. And I said, oh, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Thank you very much. He says, no, the Taxi movie. I go, what Taxi movie? He said, the John Hughes Taxi movie. You and John Candy and Steve Martin. The film short.
Wow.
Yeah. And I go, where did you see this movie? He said, well, John Hughes had a birthday party, and he had a lot of guests over. And as the entertainment, he showed a film short. It was you and John and Steve riding in a taxioli. You were Doobie. It was a film short. It was hysterical. It was like 10 minutes. I said, no. Oh, that was what he did with the improv stuff.
Oh my gosh.
He made his own movie, the three of us, on Warner Brothers dime. He had us.
Wow.
He had the camera. He
Yeah.
said, fine, man. So he took 4 hours out of the budget, and he just shot his own little movie.
Oh, he made his own little damn film.
Right. And he showed it at his birthday party. Now,
Yeah.
I asked Christopher Columbus, I said, hey, have you ever seen it again, or who saw it? He said, I've never heard of it again. And, both John and John Hughes are both passed on now. I don't hang with Steve Martin. So I don't know anybody who's ever seen that movie. So I'd love to find out. I should call his wife.
That would be amazing.
But it must
by the
be
way,
an amazing movie.
The movie that Chris Columbus directed you in was Home Alone.
Yeah.
Right. So it was Home Alone. Right. So
Yeah.
that's where he said, he's with me at Home Alone. I saw the movie that you did with Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Now, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles is a great movie. It's one of the funniest
Oh my
movies
God.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
such a classic.
watched it last week.
Yeah, when they sit on the trunk and the car goes
Oh, dude.
behind them.
Yeah, behind him. Like the
behind them,
timing's
that
perfect.
poof behind him. That's genius.
Yeah.
If it was poof on the side of them, it wouldn't be anything.
No.
Yeah.
Poof behind them. That's John Hughes. That's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, he was fantastic. I love all his movies. They're just
Okay, I really got to go.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry. And Larry, I want to thank you so much, very much,
Oh
sir.
no, thank you guys.
Really
Thanks so much,
appreciate
Larry.
it. I know you hung on longer than you have. So thank you so much, Larry. Appreciate you being here. And if you ever can, I'd love to have you back on.
Well,
We
when
can
I get the
continue
book,
this.
I'll contact you. When
Oh,
the book
yes.
comes out.
Yes, that's right. We didn't even get into the book, damn it. Okay, yeah.
Cool.
we'll bring it on. And Matt says thank you as well. He's off to the side. So appreciate you,
Okay.
Larry, so much. Have a wonderful day, sir. Thank you for taking the time, my man.
Okay. Bye.
All right. See
And
you,
thank
buddy.
you.
Thanks, Larry.
Oh, thank you. All right. Oh my gosh. Isn't he awesome? Matt, there you are.
I stayed off in the green room. I didn't want to ruin the connection. I don't know. I lost it once while I was in the green room. But wow, I have been listening the entire time and watching him.
I mean, seriously, he warned me. He's like, I'm good for an hour and a half, and that's it. And dude, he stayed even longer.
Yeah.
And
That was
I mean,
great.
I could tell he wanted to keep going, but he's like, no. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, oh my god,
I'm
yeah.
glad he stuck around for the planes, trains, and automobiles story.
Yeah.
Because
No, that was,
Yeah.
that's
fantastic.
an all-time favorite film of mine. I mean,
Oh, who doesn't love that film? If you don't love that
My
film,
wife.
you need to be okay.
Well,
Then I
and-
will
well,
not
you asked,
continue.
you
I will
asked.
not continue my my statement. Then
and now just knowing that there's a cut of them improving in
Dude,
the cab somewhere.
how classic would that be? I mean, all
Oh.
of them improving. Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
we need to find some way of getting a hold of that.
Right.
That
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
dude, that would be classic. Just John Candy and Steve Martin alone with him improv that whole scene. I mean, the scene's classic anyway. So, and now that we know the backstory behind it all, where the guy's running behind him to the side with the bushes.
I'm gonna have to watch it in the next couple days again
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just rewatch the hell out of that scene.
Oh
Oh,
my
and
gosh.
speaking of Steve Martin,
What?
I'm almost
Nope.
done with Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, yeah, I've been holding off, so we're gonna binge watch it. So don't do it.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
no,
gonna
I
do
won't. I
this.
think we'll probably finish it this week.
Okay.
Nice.
Don't zip it down.
Zibba zibba.
Zip it. Zippity zip.
Can I ask Andy a question about something I watched this week that you, Chris, said you were into? Andy, have you seen the Squid Games?
Oh,
No, we haven't. We're gonna watch that. I think that's next on our list. We decided to finish Midnight Mass,
Okay.
the Mike Flanagan
yeah. Oh,
series, which was incredible.
okay.
So-
Real quickly, just because I know you're covering it on your second edition of your podcast, Rum and
Yeah.
Regrets, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Dune, what do you think?
Is incredible. Incredible
Really?
world building, and it. The original 1984 movie covered the entire book, but it rushed a lot of the points.
Dude, yeah.
This
I
took-
mean, they
this took-
tried to get so much into that damn movie. It's like, okay, you probably didn't need this.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This took the same amount of time, but only covered half the book. And now we just found out today that we are getting part 2. So
Oh, really? So they are
Yeah.
going with it.
they greenlit part 2, so we will get the conclusion of at least of the first book. But
Dune?
no,
Oh.
I think the acting was fantastic. The music is on a completely another level, and it is just a beautifully shot, well acted, great movie.
Well,
So,
I
Can't
could
wait till
tell that
streaming
you knew
elsewhere.
you knew the cinematography was going to be good in this thing. But just
Yeah.
I mean the way that's what I was curious because I've had people say, it's all right. And then I've had other people go, oh my God, it's amazing. And then other people, oh dude, I'm never watching it. No,
Yeah.
it sucked. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's why I wanted to get your opinion on it. That's
I've
a
heard-
book I read back in 6th grade, and I was so just like, oh my gosh.
It's such a hard read because
It
there's
is.
there's a 30-page glossary of terms in front, and there's a map that you need to follow.
You have
And
to
it's-
follow it. Oh my God, yes. Oh,
No,
oh my God.
it's probably one of the most advanced sort of fantasy novels to navigate through.
Well, and
and-
for its time, I mean, everybody was like,
No.
oh, Lord of the Rings was so ahead of its time. No, read Dune. Read Dune when
Yeah,
you're
It's
in
so-
nuts. It
6th
covers
grade.
so much.
And
Elements of Dune inspired Star Wars. Elements of Dune inspired Game of Thrones. Elements of Dune inspired almost all modern sort of fantasy and sci-fi.
all these movies, all these games that you see nowadays.
Yeah,
Dune had something to do with it in one way or another, because
right.
there is I mean, you can read that book 3 or 4 times and still be like, "Ooh, oh, wait a minute." You
Yeah.
know?
No,
And
the
yeah.
1984 movie is a great Cliff Notes version of like
Yes, okay,
the
I can
book,
see that.
right?
Alright.
And it takes some liberties, but this
Oh.
it's finally a great sort of realistic sort of version of Herbert's vision, and
Yeah.
I have a feel, and the director Denis Villeneuve loved the book, and this was his passion project. So
Yeah.
like he was the guy to make this. So
And yes, Miss Melissa Johnson here has joined us. Welcome, Melissa. Dune is her son's favorite book.
oh,
Good
excellent.
kid. Good kid is all I'm going to say right there. You know what I'm saying? My wife, and I think I've told both of you, got a little struck with the old COVID. But
I
she's
heard it was the big C.
yeah,
Sorry, Lois.
dude. No, dude, that was
sorry, Chris, to rat
yeah.
you out.
No, that's I know. I mean, when I came home that day, I'm like, okay, dude, okay, Andy, I don't think you know what happened, but I got a text from my wife went to the doctor for one thing, okay? And she sends me a text in the middle of like my rush at work. And shut up, Matt.
Sorry, Lois.
She sends me a text. All it says is, "Well, I've got the big C." And I'm like in the middle of the dock. I basically almost feel like I'm gonna pass out. And I'm like, "Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Oh my God." And so like even a couple of the guys drove by me and they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go outside and make a phone call." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And so I call her, I'm like, "So what's going on?" She's like, "Yep, got COVID." And I'm like, "Oh my God.
No.
Oh,
But
really?"
I have to say this: she knows how to get you to get her to call her back right away.
Yeah, right.
So on that
Well,
one,
it
Lois,
took me a few
good job.
minutes,
Good job.
dude.
So,
I had to collect myself. I'm like, okay. And like in my head, I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. We got to be positive. We got to think positive. There's treatments. There's way we can deal with this. We can, there's all sorts of different angles we can go at, and I'm like, I'm psyching myself up. And, it was just, it's because she didn't get the vaccine. But yeah, it's, anyway, so that's all, so just COVID.
No judgment at all. But did you guys get vaccinated?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
well,
See?
and Mel, it wouldn't have stopped her from getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
Well,
That's,
no, it wouldn't have. Yeah, but
I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you got the vaccine and you still got COVID." Well, that's not how it works.
right. Yeah.
So anyway, to conclude this whole little episode on that, was she actually she's been feeling better, and today she's
Good.
been doing sourdough starter. Like she started this like
Oh,
a
yeah.
while back, and she made her own sourdough. I mean, we baked the first loaf today. I came in from work and like I'm rushing, and I opened the door. I was like, "Oh." It's just wafting, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And, oh my God, I can't wait. And she just sent me a text. She said, "I think I did really good with the sourdough. I could almost taste it." So that means she's healing up just fine.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna be making some
And guys,
hamburger buns
excellent
later this
questions
week.
with Larry, by the way. Like I said, not all of these are my questions. Anybody listening or watching, these guys are great color commentators, and that's why I love having them here with me on the show. And speaking of the show, Isabel. Oh, I figured she'd be close.
And I'm
She
actually
wanted
gonna have
to
to cut out again for
Yeah,
real
it's,
though.
Oh,
slowly
am I
turning
gonna
into
have to
vlogging
do
as well.
this?
Yeah, but I'm glad you brought me. I'm glad I stuck around and was in the green room, so I wasn't hogging any bandwidth. And just
Yeah,
wanted
dude,
to
his
say
signal kept going
that was a
out.
great show.
Oh,
And
dude. He's awesome. Like I said, just talking to him on the phone, and I was like, "Oh my god, I wish I was recording this right now." He's
But
he's a
just
great
the
guy,
escape from Alcatraz story was fantastic.
dude. And what
yeah,
he got to do going
Yeah.
down, dude. I don't know anybody who's ever done anything like that. So that is so cool. I mean, even
Yeah.
TV shows haven't gotten down there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really like, oh my gosh. So
And
yeah,
these two
dude.
are having a conversation off
I
the
know.
know,
I just
right?
looked
Yeah.
over, and Melissa and Lois are just going at it. Oh my god,
Coming
girl,
next
no
week, the Melissa
way.
and Lois sourdough podcast.
And I just want to throw this out there.
they
We are
would be,
getting a new bread machine.
Oh.
We finally wore out our old one after
Uh,
15, 20 years here.
Dude, 15,
And,
20 years on a bread machine, I think that's a pretty good run, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Nice.
But anyway,
All right, brother. Well,
love everyone.
thank you for
Glad to be
stepping
here.
in, brother.
Go
All
ahead
right.
and Thanos snap me on out, and I will
Dude.
talk to you guys later.
Here we go. Love you, Matt. I love doing that. I don't care. Well, you know, let's just cover a little bit of weird news here.
Okay.
Have you looked at any of the stories that I put up?
No,
or-
I decided it would be fun to go in these as green as possible.
because I really didn't either. So I'd
Okay.
see a headline and I'm like, yeah, looks good.
All
So what was this one? Okay, ancient solar storm pinpoints Viking settlement in Americas exactly 1,000 years ago. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
So an analysis of wood from Lance
Hold
Meadows.
on one sec.
Yeah.
You continue, please.
Oh, I thought you were gonna fart. I'm sorry. Let's see. An analysis of wood from Laance Meadows zeroes in on a cosmic event to reveal that the European seafarers were felling trees in Newfoundland in AD 1021 or 1021. So, yeah, literally 1,000 years ago, somebody somewhere is playing, Game of Thrones in Newfoundland. Or Newfoundland, I guess is how you say it,
Newfoundland.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
Well,
It's Newfoundland,
that
but
is.
Newfoundland.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we had Games of Thrones going on right here in America.
Wow.
Boom. What's
Well,
up? Well, really,
people
Canada.
need a hobby, I guess.
And talk about role playing, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
really. Like that's a great, talk about a cool Ren fair to go to. I mean, come on.
Really realistic. That guy's actually chopping the head off. It looks so real.
That looks
No,
real.
it
Oh my
is
God, it
real.
is real.
Yeah, and now see, this is what. Okay, this is the thing that really triggered me. Okay, a solar storm pinpoints. Okay, how hippie are we getting here? How hippie science are we getting? Was there patchouli oil applied when this all happens? In AD 993, which really,
That was a great year.
which 1,000 years after that, we were in 1993. Just saying.
That's when I graduated from high school.
Well, there we go. See, it's an event. We should celebrate. We should dance and wear hats.
When it comes up next year in June, maybe 2023, that's going to be my 30 year.
Yeah, there you go.
So, no, next year's 2022. I'm so off. We missed a year.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Dude.
Anyway.
Well, it's COVID. COVID's thrown everybody off.
So, anyway, no, yeah, June, my 29th year of graduating from high school.
Dude, always celebrate the odd year. Don't go with the
Right.
even years.
No,
it's
true.
Be a game changer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're an original. Yeah, a storm on the sun released an enormous pulse of radiation that was absorbed and stored by trees all over the earth. How hippie is this getting, dude? Wait, maybe I should say it like this, man.
Like, how do they measure this? Like, what did
Listen, man, it's in the trees,
Like
man.
it's like someone chop a branch off and get thrown back 20 feet from the
Yeah.
energy it released.
Yeah, man. Now the solar event has proved a critical tool in pinpointing an exact year the Vikings were present in the Americas, man.
Are
But
the
it's
trees
actually Canada, man.
are the trees glowing at night?
I
Is that how they
that's-
know? Like, is there a little energy meter on the side? They're like batteries or something?
I'm thinking somebody found some mushrooms, stared at the sun for a while, and had a little episode,
What's the source?
sunstrokey kind of thing.
What's the source of this story?
This is from
Is it hemp
National
daily?
Geographic, dude.
Okay,
Which, I mean,
very reputable source.
I was gonna say they're a pretty legit source,
All
but
right, so
I'm
I
thinking
can't think.
there's some CBD going around in the old editing
Absolutely,
room
yeah,
of
some
National
Pretty
Geographic.
Tom or something, making it, fueling it.
All right, I'm leaving that one alone. Screw it. What was it? Oh, this one.
All
Oh,
right,
you're
what do we got?
this.
Hit me with it.
Oh, dude, hold on. I really gotta figure out how to do this on here so we can actually see it.
Okay.
Okay. Rodents the size of St. Bernards swarm an exclusive gated community. Dude, rodents of unusual size. Hello!
I doubt they
ROUSs.
exist.
They don't exist. The world's largest rodents, bully pets, roam Tony streets. I think somebody at the Wall Street Journal didn't edit very well. Roam tiny streets and
Tiny streets, yeah.
soil pristine lawns in Argentina,
Oh.
triggering demands for them to be relocated or, even worse, castrated.
Oh,
How?
why?
What, dude? That's just a dick move. Why
A
would you?
literal dick. It's a literal dick move.
It's a literal dick. Oh, I was being funny and I didn't even catch it. Oh my god. No, what the hell? The capybaras. Okay. You know
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about? They're
Yeah.
huge. I mean, they look like huge tailless rats, is really
Right.
what they look like.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do get huge.
Right.
And I did not know
So
they got St. Bernard size huge. That is
no.
freaking huge.
Yeah. So when
Uh,
we moved to Oregon, we ran into nutria, which are like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know what these are, but they're large like beaver rats
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they're amphibious. They're effective on land and sea. And like we were having dinner at this restaurant, we were outside and we were just watching them run around. And we're just like, what the hell are those? And then the waiter came out and he's like, oh, guys must be new to Oregon. He's like, these are nutria. Yeah, they're all around here. And like,
You're like, those are the biggest roof rats ever.
seriously, like we thought we were witnessing some weird evolution of
Yeah.
a rat
Well,
that no
I
one had
mean,
ever seen before.
you know what I'm talking about, right? The Bay Area has what's called roof rats, and they are
Right.
big. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like football size.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude. I mean, no, I'm looking here. Let me undo this so I can show the picture if anybody watches the video here and stuff. Look at
Oh my goodness.
that is a
That's
rodent.
incredible.
That is a huge ass rodent. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
If it had a pleasant demeanor, I'd want one as a pet.
Well, and apparently, like, there's this fenced-in gated community that they are they're getting castrated in, dude. That's just mean. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
relocate it.
Yeah.
Hell, shoot it, put it out of its misery. It's a rat.
Seriously.
But dude, don't castrate the poor thing. That's
That's crazy.
that is literally a dick move. And I'm not gonna lie. And I don't feel bad about saying no, I don't feel bad about that at all. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see, what
Yeah.
else did I oh, this one Buddy sent to me. Hang on, because he knows we do the weird news thing. He listens later on in the week after I do it because he's working right now. Okay. This one's awesome. All right. Court rules Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos are legally people. So, who's high? I think the judges in the courts are pretty high from Pablo Escobar's cocaine because them hippos is people. That's what they is.
Can the hippos vote in the next election then? Are they going to pay taxes on the next round?
Who's winning the hippo vote?
Seriously, like, are they going to be
coked out.
represented in the next? Are they going to be represented in the next election? Will they have a
Oh
candidate?
yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Herbie the hippo,
on.
bro. More than 80 hippos in Colombia are the first non-human creatures to be legally considered people by a U.S. court. Okay, dude, we have gone. Okay,
All right, that's
No.
fantastic. Like,
we've gone too
So
far. We've gone too far. First off, who is our new surgeon general person that's like a man woman? Whatever they are.
oh,
Yeah,
right,
you know who
yeah.
I'm talking about. That's
I-
yeah. I'm sorry, dude. You want to do your own thing, that's cool, but yeah, no. More than 80 hippos previously owned by Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar have a unique distinction in U.S. law. They are the first non-human creatures to be legally considered people. The U.S. Court for the Southern District of Ohio. Okay, well, that explains everything. It's in Ohio. Where are the
Yeah.
hippos? They're down in Colombia. But they're recognized in Ohio as people. Now, or is it just a Browns fan? Hey, we need some more cheese whiz over here.
Right. Yeah. Are they?
Dude.
It seems someone
And
in
an 8-ball.
Yeah, trying to sway an election with the hippo vote, I believe.
Oh my good lord, dude.
That's incredible. That's
I can just see the ticket now.
But
snorting for you.
Right. Oh man, that's just
Okay, the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Ohio recognized the late Escobar's infamous cocaine hippos as legal persons for the first time in the United States. The ruling on October 15th and came from the same day, the Animal Legal Defense Fund. So this is where our tax dollars are going. If I lived in Ohio right now, I would be storming the Capitol. They filed an application on behalf of the hippo plaintiffs, in Colombia.
But aren't they if they're considered people, shouldn't they be able to do this themselves?
Well, but they're in Colombia. Why does Ohio care about coked out hippos?
Clearly there's a vested interest somewhere.
You know why? Those hippos got in their stomach some fun stuff.
Yeah, some of the good stuff.
Some Yale, brah. And he's gonna be having some fun with some bubblegum Coke. Oh, those were the days.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, that's just why does Ohio care so much? I just don't know. I really don't.
Okay, hold on. I'm reading a little further here. The hippos are descendants of 4 illegally imported by Escobar. Okay, really, I really think that this is the HuffPost. This isn't the Wall Street Journal anymore. So maybe not so credible of a source, but let's see. They were set free after his death in 1993. Okay. And let's see here. They have increased their numbers to more than 80. Well, hell yeah, they're getting high and humping each other like mad. Then they are reportedly wreaking havoc on the local ecosystem.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
They're staying up all night, doing a bunch of coke, wreaking havoc on the neighborhood. And so now they want to bring them back to Ohio, where if you're going to go somewhere in the U.S., Ohio is the place to go. Nothing says U.S. like Cleveland.
I mean, really,
Because,
that's
Cleveland rocks.
right. Yeah,
And so
that's just.
I'm sorry.
No,
See,
I
and
mean,
this is
really, like,
I love just
can you
picking by the
imagine?
headline.
Can you imagine just the conversations that you need to have, like with somebody when you walk into an office one day? Like you wake up, you go to work, and then somebody comes in your office and saying, "Listen, we're gonna make some livestock, some people today. I just hope you're prepared. I
I
really
want you to
hope you're
meet the new
prepared."
head of marketing. This is
Right.
this is this is
This is
Howard.
Bessie. This is Bessie. Bessie's going to be working with us. She's a legal person. This is her social security number.
And
She's
Bessie's got a bit of a problem, so don't be talking about the old stuff around her now. Okay?
yeah. And if you could move quick because she has a 10-minute grazing break coming up.
Yeah, right. And if you piss her off, she'll pretty much just snap you in half.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. So a little touchy, Bessie is.
Yeah, Bessie can be a little borderline psycho. This is the closing little message here on the end of it. They called the court order a critical milestone in the broader animal status fight to recognize that animals have enforceable rights. Okay, seriously, I love animals and I'm all for ethical treatment of animals. This is a bit much, and
No,
this is a bit far.
Yeah. This is a stretch. Absolutely.
Dude, I think this is just a way to smuggle in more cocaine because apparently Ohio's lacking in a bunch of coke and methamphetamine's not doing it for them anymore. I'm just saying there's some shit going on in Ohio.
Yeah. There's no
and I want
there's
to party with
something
them.
there's something, yeah, right. I know. Yeah. There's something strange afoot in Ohio.
Dude.
There's more to this.
There's
There's clearly more to this story that they tried to justify in this that we're just not getting.
What is this? I don't even remember wow, I really got to quit doing this when I'm half asleep. Which my wife has, yelled at me about, with love, but she's yelled about Mila. How do you say this? Mila Kunis, right? Is that how you say her name?
That's how you say it.
Mila Kunis opened up about disagreeing with Ashton Kutcher over her parenting choices after she encouraged their 6-year-old daughter to push another child. Okay. Why did this make a headline is my first question.
Okay. So I don't know that you know this, but Ashton Kutcher is very vocal in child labor and especially child trafficking.
Well, okay, which I'm down with. That's
okay.
I mean, you mean the anti-trafficking?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's
hey, you never
very
know.
vocal. Yeah, he's very vocal in that
Yes.
that arena.
My church and everything is very involved in anti-trafficking and all that.
Okay. So why would you pressure your wife to have another child? Is that the story?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think she's talking more about the kid pushing, like being a bully.
Okay.
I
went dark. I went really dark with that.
You
I'm so
went,
sorry.
dude. I was like, what the hell what did I miss? I seriously, I'm like
totally
sitting here
misheard
starting to
that.
scan through the story. I'm like, where did that get? Wait a minute. What did that?
Yeah.
Where did I miss that?
I apologize. I should have listened a little bit better. Why is Ashton Kutcher pushing his wife to have another child? If he's like,
listen,
big on,
bitch, you're gonna push one out now.
Yeah.
My daughter came back and was like, such and such little kiddo pushed me, and I instinctually said, "Did you push her back?" Which I could see her doing that because she seems like one of those chicks. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm saying
no.
she's a chick who was, one of the girls on the playground went, "What?" And would stand up to you.
Yeah.
Once again, she's being candid about mom life. In a new edition of Ellen DeGeneres' web series Mom Confessions, the actor got real about her great
No, I,
Mom Confessions about greatest
considering
parenting fails, and revealed that she and her husband Ashton Kutcher don't always see eye to eye when it comes to raising their kids.
the
Um,
soundbite that was just about to play there,
Yeah.
I think that is immediately the instinctive response from any parent,
Yeah.
regardless regardless of how you feel about it. It's like, well, did you stand up for yourself,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And that level of response is different in all parenting, right? Some people are going to say standing up for yourself is pushing back. Other people are going to say standing up for yourself is, hey, I don't appreciate what you just did.
Right.
You know? So if she said, did you push back? I just think that's, absolutely gut reaction saying,
Yeah.
first, nobody pushes around my kid.
And I've been down to the playground to prove that.
Just right. Saying. Yeah. Like seriously, like the next time she goes to the playground, like I would be hiding in the trees waiting for it to happen, like ready to spring on the parents. Your kid hit my kid.
You bastards. Or no, you just pull out a squirt gun and go, hey, how do you like this? How do you like this? Huh? Why don't you push my kid again? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've always taught my kid, okay, if somebody starts pushing you, walk away, try to, talk your way out of it. But if you get pushed, push back, let them know you're not going to stand for it, but don't hit,
Right.
If somebody pushes you, push. That's one thing. Don't hit. If it comes to hitting, get out, because that's just going to go, unless if there's no choice. And then I've taught them some moves that, are pretty well. Probably everybody knows, but I've found a few things that are mean and nasty. But anyway,
they should be prepared for every eventuality.
Right. And so I'll just say, in a knife fight, my kid wins. Not gonna lie. But
okay. All right.
There's things with explosives, and I'm the guy who brings a hand grenade to a gunfight.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Right.
Really? You want to play? I'm going to shoot bullets at you. Well, by the way, you got about 3 seconds to shoot me because you're still going down, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, no. So yeah, I was gonna play the soundbite, but she looks like she's like, oh my god, and so I don't know. So I'm over that now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when any parenting decision, especially from anybody in Hollywood, gets out in the media, like you immediately have to go on the defense. I get what's happening. I totally understand it. So
yeah, I don't know. It's then I forgot. I forgot about this one. And I think I brought this one up for last week's, and we never got to it. Why is everyone so rude right now? Guess who wrote this? I'm going to say a millennial.
Okay.
It's out of Time magazine, and I'm thinking it's some young, adventurous millennial type person. Oh my god, everybody's so rude, dude.
Sure.
You don't, it's like, okay. Dude, and just scanning through it, I'm gonna do something rude and say, nobody cares. There we go.
Cares.
You know why everybody's so rude right now? Because we let them be rude, and it's considered acceptable, which I don't think it is. And it's like I preach at the end of every show: just be nice to each other, be cool, be good to each other. Let somebody, open a door for somebody, smile at somebody, let somebody cut in front of you in traffic or in line or whatever. Give a little, and it changes the outcome of the entire day for somebody. It really does, and again, there's, like I've said also before, there's those people that are just going to be jerks. And there ain't much you can do about that, and you just let them go. Because You never know. Even just letting it go, they may just be like, hey, I guess this isn't really working. Moving on.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I shouldn't
I
dance
agree.
like this, should I?
No.
That's what
Keep it going. I think honestly, I think you should start the podcast like that every time.
Well, I've tried to do a little bit of a different thing. In fact, I'm actually working on a recorded intro, so you don't have to hear me stumbling and bumbling. And yeah,
Interesting.
yes, that's right. There's a plan involved, and it tries to not involve me so much. Oh, you know what that means?
Is this the almost recorded outro?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That little whistle's like, hey, you're done. So yeah, I think this is a point where we wrap because that last little news bit sucked. Why is everybody so rude? Because well, we just hate you. That's
Right.
easy. No, love everyone. Seriously. Oh, I forgot to ask him our questions. I knew I was forgetting something.
You know what? He was such a great storyteller, and I think we got exactly what we needed out of Larry.
Oh my god.
Like that, like those stories alone are just gold.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, I didn't even get to any Michael. Well, we all kind of had very similar questions.
Yeah.
It was funny because Matt was typing stuff. I had your list and I had my stuff here, and I'm like, well, this kind of goes along. And I didn't get a chance to get into any of them really.
Yeah.
But
that's
dude,
you know what? He's I mean, he even said it too. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of interviews that we want.
Oh my god, dude. He was just I was gonna interrupt him like a couple times just to ask him questions about what we were talking about, but I was like, yeah, I'm letting him go, dude, because he was just
well, I mean, and he probably gets asked about Friends probably the most.
Probably. Yeah.
So I'm really glad that we got to talk to him about Escape from Alcatraz, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Dude.
Well,
and I wanted to delve more into Loose Shoes, but he's like, yeah,
Right.
it's just that teen. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Which I get. That was a very small little.
Oh yeah.
Thing, but
yeah.
And I love the fact that like when I brought up your question about Billy Crystal and Running Scared and Gregory Hines. He like lit up, dude.
Oh,
I thought that was awesome. So
because at first it seemed like he didn't remember it, but then as soon as you said Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal, he's like, oh
yeah. He just
So
kind of
great.
bing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we got Kennedy Phillips next week, which I think is gonna be really cool, dude. That guy is super high energy.
Seems
And
like it, yeah.
like I said, he's he's not only a director, but he's written stuff, and then he also is a Foley artist, which I was totally blown away by. Like he's the guy that makes the shoes walking down the street in a certain sound, and so I was like, I think that. I mean, if you watch what they do to make some of these noises and how they get them, it is so freaking cool. It's like,
oh yeah,
whoa, who would ever thought that, punching a cabbage is like somebody getting punched in the face?
Right.
Things like that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
They fascinate me. I'm sure it's going to fascinate somebody, but you never know.
Well, yeah, I mean, because there are sounds that we associate with certain things that when they're done in actual real life, they don't sound anything like what we imagine them to sound because we've been so trained by movies and TV.
Yeah.
It's like, no, a watermelon exploding against the wall is how it sounds when somebody gets punched.
Right.
Not, not.
Or a bunch of toothpicks falling sounds like rain.
Right. Exactly.
So
that's going to be very cool.
And he also does a lot of YouTube animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's which actually I'm kind of buttering him up to be a character on. So here's your plan to my evil. Yes. No, I won't do Dr. Evil. I'm holding back, and I was being good. Oh man, I wanted to do Grumpy Old Man with Larry earlier, but
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't.
No, that was probably a good call.
No. But anyway, all right, dude. Well, and Rum and Regret, you not only have one podcast dropping, you have two this week, right?
Yeah, we did a special drop for Dune because we're all big nerds, of course. So, yeah.
And now that Matt's not here, dude, that Batman star Darth Vader thing is so freaking cool. I don't care what you say.
No, like I said, those guys are really good at what they do. Kevin Porter has played Batman in these shorts a bunch of times.
Right.
Dude, I mean, and he's got it down. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
So,
it was really, really well done. And
yeah.
I want to see Iron Man versus Darth Vader now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, I'm a huge Iron Man fan, so yeah, that would be and like I said, me and this guy that I work with or used to work with, we still text all the time. We've had this battle going on ever since we met. Who's better, Batman or Iron Man? He's huge Batman, I'm huge Iron Man. And like we've found things and emailed it to each other and stuff like that. And and we've got pretty good arguments on both sides. So you know, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I get the whole Batman thing, and I know you're huge DC. But I mean, logistically, I think Iron Man's got it. But I see so many good arguments for how Batman, because Batman does a lot of prep work.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, if you I know. Well, it's the end of the show. No, it's not.
Batman can easily expose any weakness on the Iron Man armor. I'm just going to go for it. That he's if he had to prep for this fight,
right?
Forget it. If he had to prep for it, Iron Man is dust. If he didn't get to prep for it, then it's going to be on even ground, giving the nod to Iron Man. I think you should put it out to Twitter and see what Twitter says.
All right, I will put it out on Twitter, and I'll put it out on maybe Instagram and the Facebook page too, and see. Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you knew, but I started a Facebook group called Group of Randomity. So that's out there on Facebook. Just saying. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up and get back into the sound. Yes, my wife just said, I'm sure everybody's getting hungry. End it. All right, guys. Well, guys, now it's just me and you.
Yeah.
So, Andy, thank you so much. Appreciate you as always,
sir.
You,
Kristian, man.
You are the greatest color commentator with Matthew. Everybody's like, oh, it's a co-host or a sidekick. I'm like, no, they're color commentators. They're like the full completion of the crew here. So
yeah.
Thank you again very, very much, Freddie. And we will do this again next week, again with Kennedy Phillips. And we got a whole bunch more lined up. Thank you to SJ Network. Make sure you check them out at sjnetwork.com. Also, Consolidated Skateboards at www.consolidatedskateboards.com or on Instagram at Consolidated Skateboards. And SJ Network, I forgot, is also on Facebook. So you can look them up there as SJ Network. And we will be back, same time, same bad channel next week. There you go. A little nod for you there, buddy.
Same Iron Man channel next week.
Thank you. All right, Andy, thank you so much, brother. We will see you next week. And for the rest of you, again, kudos. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Like, follow, subscribe, pass the word around to your friends. Feel free to donate and help us keep this going and growing on. There is stuff that you can buy on Teespring. I'm sorry. Go to Teespring, look up the Random Kristian Show, and we have T-shirts, mugs, water bottles, all sorts of different things on there. Socks. We have socks, really cool, comfy socks with the Random Kristian logo on it. Go check it out. In the meantime, be good to each other. Take care of each other. We're all we've got. And God bless you. Love you all. Be good. Peace.